Folks, it's Tuesday, and instead of lamenting the fact that the weekend is so far away, let's embrace the return of Good Morning Pop Culture. So while all of our wonderful friends of the channel file in, good morning. How are your weekends? You all know how mine was. We had a few live streams. I even pulled double duty on Saturday, but they were all fantastic. If you haven't had a chance, go back and listen to our fan film watch party. Our friend and patron, Army Vet Rod, organized that. We had guests Ivan Ortega and Mike S. Miller, who's a famed comic book artist, and we watched Star Wars fan films. Then, later that night, I was joined by American Trent 007, and we sat down and we watched the entirety of the 2003 Clone Wars series. It was a very positive day, and it made me realize why Star Wars is worth fighting for the way we do here on the channel. Sadly, the news we're going to cover once we hit the number of 200 reminds us of a group of souls. But hey, it's deter me from bringing you guys the best morning show out there. Remember, folks, it's Good Morning Pop Culture, except no substitutes. So no matter how you listen, at home in bed, on your morning drive, or out there working and lurking, it's time to start the show. So let's see here. Who's here this morning? Wow. Super Chat's already rolling in. Thank you, Mareth Dealine. Good morning, Mr. Shitter. Well, good morning to you, my friend. How was your weekend? We had another one pop up already from Mule 1066. Good morning. How's this for a time? Star Wars Episode 9, Weekend at Leia's. I genuinely love that one so much. I would watch a Star Wars flick in the vein of Weekend at Bernie's. Leia Lomax. So Leia was sucked out into space and she died, and they have to convince the other rebels or whatever they're called nowadays that she's still living. So Chewbacca and Rey uses the Force to prop her up. There we go. That's the movie right there. That is the movie right there. But thank you, Mule 1066, for a good laugh and a good way to start the day. Lots of people wishing me well this morning. Good morning to everyone there. I appreciate that. Good morning to you too, Rhino. Good morning to, let's see, Darth Dirkle the Wise Ass. Everyone, hello. Yes, good morning, suckers. To answer an early question before we hit that number of 200, I think the 2003 Clone Wars series is my favorite. I like the 08, but the 03 one is a lot more condensed and it's easier to digest. So that is why I enjoy that one more. Audio is robot. Well, I hope it gets fixed for you guys, because I have nothing else on the Wi-Fi in this house, but it is raining outside, and this neighborhood is dog shit when it comes to reception in the rain. We used to have our satellite drop all the time. That's kind of why we got rid of the service, because it constantly drop in the rain. You missed me yesterday, Ferret Fighter. Well, thank you for remembering the show, even when we're not on the air. Now, we don't go live Mondays, but I'm going to be doing that soon. I had to take the time to work on yesterday's live video, which has been doing all right. Not too great, but not too terrible either. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, go ahead and do that for us. It's talking about Episode 9 is Kathleen Kennedy's last stand and how she's trying to turn Star Wars into a female empowerment franchise, which is good for no one. So that is our newest video. So let's see who else is in here this morning. Hello from Colorado. It stinks. It was 2003's Samurai Jack in space. What more could you ask for? Not much. Maybe more episodes. Well, not even more episodes. It ends at the Battle of Coruscant. And if you watch that and you start watching Episode 3, well, there we go. Sorry, folks. This weather is actually that bad that it is screwing with me this morning. So let's hope we have no more issues from Google. You finally got your road clock to Cincinnati. There you go. Timed up. Yeah, today's a double coffee kind of day. That was right. What did I think of the Clone Wars revival, says Dr. Hans Volter. Well, Hans, you're very lucky that we haven't had our 200th viewer yet. I like the Clone Wars from 2008. I suggest you still go and watch the video so you can hear the actual argument and why. And I back that up. But What is happening here? So many technical gaffes this morning. Oh, man. It's almost like it's live radio here. You know, that was bad when the Star Wars Episode 8 trailer starts playing on air. How about a Monday lunch hour podcast? That's possible. That's definitely possible. Press F if you would listen to a Monday lunch podcast. Or, you know what you can do in the chat is tell me when you're most available to listen to the show. We can work something out. I know this is a small minority of our fan base, but the Good Morning Pop Culture crew are the most rabid fans of world-class ball. I mean, last week, we got a turkey suit for Dion. That happened because of our listeners and how much they enjoy the channel and the show. Working and lurking in Tucson, Arizona every day. Well, thank you, Robert T. Okay, so it looks like you guys would listen to a Monday afternoon lunch podcast. Well, let me write that down because that is a very big possibility. Yes. Still, while we're waiting to hit 200 viewers, I did see Mission Impossible. I saw it on Friday night. I'll give you a quick review since I'm not going to make a video about it. Mission Impossible 6, was it Fallout was the name of it? I thought it was a pretty solid movie. I liked it. You know, I won't even say pretty solid. I thought it was a good film. I enjoyed it. The action was well choreographed, well filmed. It was a good movie overall. Didn't really have too many complaints about it. I liked that it tied into Mission Impossible 3, which is the one Mission Impossible I don't really like, but now it makes that one feel more important to me. Henry Cavill was a good character. Tom Cruise, I'm not a Tom Cruise fan. We even have the hashtag things that are taller than Tom Cruise, but I enjoyed Tom Cruise in this movie. I will give Tom Cruise credit. When he goes all out in the movie, he goes all out in the movie. He may be crazy. He may be all these terrible things in real life, but as an actor, when he performs as Ethan Hunt, you believe it. I would say that Mission Impossible Fallout was better than the last couple James Bond flicks. I enjoy the Mission Impossible franchise more than I enjoy the 007 series. And yeah, I just said that, guys. So yeah, it hurts me to say that too. I liked the John Woo Mission Impossible. It was fine. It came out when I was 11 years old, and I didn't get to go to the movie very often at 11. So when I did get to see that one, I was like, oh man, it's a big deal, Mission Impossible. And I liked Limp Bizkit back then because that's how kids did sometimes. So it had the Limp Bizkit song, it had the slow motion, it had all that. Tom Cruise had a mane of hair, which was kind of weird looking. My point is, I liked it at the time, but I haven't watched it in 17 or 18 years. No, I don't think Simon Pegg yelled at any of the fans in this movie, but, you know, Simon Pegg is going to get his tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be putting out a video about Simon Pegg. I've been doing a lot of research. I've actually had a couple of our European listeners reach out and send me things that Simon Pegg has said on TV, either on the Alan Partridge show, which is obviously played by Steve Coogan, or just other articles and things like that. So thank you to everyone out there who's been helping us out. And don't worry, I think Simon Pegg is going to get his just due. Or his just desserts, as they would say in Hot Fuzz. And it's not a Black Forest Gatto. I'm just sending out the Twitter link for Good Morning Pop Culture. Hashtag Star Wars. Hashtag Good Morning Pop Culture. So there we go. So let's get on to the show because we have well over 200 people in the chat, and I don't believe in keeping people waiting longer than they have to. So, Star Wars Episode 9. Every detail about Carrie Fisher's return as General Leia Organa. Or Organa if you really want to piss people off. Did I order my Cyberfrog? I ordered my Cyberfrog months ago. Like, as soon as it happened. Back when Ethan Van Sciver could only afford, you know, a luxury Mercedes out of this thing. Don't forget me, though, guys, when I launch our Harrison Ford comic book in August. What do Patreon supporters get access to? Well, every week you get World Class Bullshitters After Hours, which is a podcast after the podcast. You guys get commentaries. We've been having a hiccup with Nick and Kendo because of their job schedules, but we've been trying to record on other nights of the week. You get, depending on if you go to the highest level, you get a t-shirt, poster, digital poster. You can suggest videos. You can come on the show. That's why we have a lot of these specific hangouts, like tomorrow night's EU Expanded Universe hangout is a request from a patron, and I got a bunch of guests coming on. So You get all kinds of stuff as a patron of World Class Bullshitters. We definitely give you guys your money's worth. Even if you just do the $5 a month, which is only 17 cents a day, you get access to all kinds of stuff. Grendel Fan 84, thank you. Good morning from Comics Elite. The new Mission Impossible movie is intense. The secret is in our new cover. Check out the Comics Elite on Facebook. Okay, everyone check out Comics Elite over on Facebook. We had Comics Elite on Friday night for our Return of the Living Dead commentary, and it was a lot of fun. Rugis, that sounds like a good time. You and your son are going to watch all the Mission Impossible flicks as a lead-up. You definitely should watch 3 and pay attention to it closer. And thank you, Sven. I appreciate that. Sven highly recommends being a patron. So let's talk about this Star Wars Episode 9 garbage. First off, in yesterday's video, I made it clear. I like Carrie Fisher. I liked Carrie Fisher. She was awesome. Princess Leia, probably my favorite. I purchased toys from every line of Princess Leia. She's always like a necessary figure. If you're going to get Han and Luke, you got to get Leia and Chewie, and then you got to get the droids, and then you got to get Vader and some stormtroopers, and Boba Fett, maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi, depending on where your allegiance lies with that old man. My point is, she's always been very important to me. But I don't think that she should be in Episode 9 at all. Carrie Fisher lived a hard life. She went out the way she did. Let's not make Princess Leia something she's not. If they want to make all these Star Wars characters have these meaningless deaths that are going to be like, oh, the futility of war and this and that, and people have casualties, well, Princess Leia should have went out. This is hypocritical and stupid. Mark Hamill coming back is just as bad. And the next couple of months, actually the next year and some months, the build-up to this movie are going to be very interesting and very telling. Have you guys heard the rumor that they can't have anything but flip phones on set? So they can't leak out any pictures or anything crazy like that? They're really going the distance to keep this shit under wraps. It'll be quite interesting to see if and when stuff leaks, how it leaks. So anyway, on Friday, Lucasfilm announced Episode 9, which includes the returning characters, new cast members Naomi Ackie, Richard E. Grant, and Kerry Russell, plus some long-rumored additions like Billy D. Williams' return as Lando Calrissian. But the announcement includes a few major surprises, particularly the return of the late Carrie Fisher as General Leia Organa using unreleased footage originally shot for Star Wars The Force Awakens. While little is known about the role Leia will play in the plot of Episode 9, the use of the old footage suggests more than just a cameo. People close to Fisher have offered a surprising insight into how her legacy will be honored in Star Wars. Now, her daughter obviously is aware, because her daughter's in the damn movie. She plays whatever this character is right here. She's fine. She's a secondary Rebel Alliance character. I have no criticisms of her. She's not a bad actress at all, but she doesn't really add to the story either. She's just there. Incidental. But as we scroll down from this very poorly designed Newsweek website, we see that J.J. Abrams said that we desperately loved Carrie, finding a truly satisfying conclusion. Oh, crap. I hate Google sometimes. Finding a truly satisfying conclusion to the Skywalker saga without her eluded us. We were never going to recast or use a CG character. With the support and blessing of her daughter, Billie Lourd, we have found a way to honor Carrie's legacy and role in Leia in Episode 9 by using unseen footage we shot together from Episode 7. Now, let me stop for just a moment. I don't believe that this is being used to honor her legacy at all. I'm not trying to be negative or overly critical, but I honestly think that this is just an attempt to get people to, first off, to stop hearing this damn Episode 8 trailer playing constantly on the fucking Newsweek website. Oh my God, I hate this shit. I hate that movie. Fuck everything. No, not everything. You guys are great. But I feel like they're trying to deter me on air. It made me look silly, but that's okay. My best friend's going to wear a turkey suit for you guys, so nothing can look sillier than that. But back to this. What I was trying to get at, my point was this. This is not about honoring a legacy. This is not about remembering a fallen actress. This is not about remembering a character that is beloved by millions and millions of people. It's about playing on your emotions one last time. They played with your emotions. Harrison Ford's back. Carrie Fisher's back. Luke Skywalker's back. You just don't know how long. They get you with The Force Awakens. Guys, this story's about Luke. Well, they strung you along for the second one, and then they ripped your heart out when they made Luke a joke. Even Mark Hamill himself was like, I just don't feel it anymore. I don't get it. Now, what can they do? Well, they realize that Lando, while he was a main character, he was a second-tier main character beneath the Trinity. He's equal to Chewbacca and the droids. You know, Han, Luke, and Leia are the draw of the original trilogy. Lando, Chewie, and the droids are the next line of defense. But they realize that Billy D. Williams doesn't have that kind of drawing power. We all love Lando. We all have nothing but respect for the dude. But damn it, he is not going to put butts in seats. So what do? Well, we really need Carrie Fisher. We're going to play up on their emotions one last time. It's like a funeral. It's an event. If you miss out, you didn't love Carrie Fisher, you didn't love Princess Leia. So they're going to use this as a guilt. They're going to subliminally guilt you into seeing this movie. But guys, it's Carrie Fisher's going away party. We're going to honor her in this film. So you feel obligated. And then you come out and go, well, it wasn't much. So they got you with that. They're going to also hit you with the fact that you might be missing out on something great if you don't see Carrie Fisher's final performance. I mean, nobody wants to be left out of what the cool kids are doing. And Disney has a way to make everyone think that they're the cool kids. So they'll get you in there that way. And then you got Luke Skywalker coming back. So again, guys, this is all about marketing and nostalgia. They keep telling us, let the past die, kill it if you have to. Well, Princess Leia, the past, literally died. Let's just let her rest in peace. The shit they did in The Last Jedi was good enough that in memoriam or whatever they put in the credits, no more. This trying to pump out more and more shit with her face on it to make the fanboys cry in the theater, go, I miss Carrie. It's going to try to deflect them from the garbage story. Rey's pregnant or whatever they got rumored out there. Don't fall for their garbage. So Kenneth LaRock, thank you very much for your super chat. They're filling the movie with anything they think would bring in fans. They are worried. Yes, they are worried. Guys, I say this all the time, not to pump you up and make you feel good and full of lies. It's the truth. This movement, whatever you want to call it, the fandom menace, the people concerned about the quality of Star Wars, shit like that, they know who we are. They care who we are because we are consumers. No matter what that Star Wars lady on Twitter said about, you're not consumers of Star Wars, you're not customers of Star Wars. Like, listen, if we're not there, there's no fucking movie. I don't care how big your ego is. The only reason you have a job with Star Wars is because we buy Star Wars. And now we're not buying Star Wars. I mean, we can go back and show how the brand's doing the way it is. Even the figures, they claim that the sales are up. They actually copied and pasted the quarter 1 reports for the quarter 2 stuff. And now there's already a glut of, there's a congestion in the distribution line. So don't tell me that everything's all bright and chipper and then it's just a small minority of people that are just perpetuating lies. No, we know what's going on. We're too smart for their shit. That's one thing that they're worried about with social media and education and stuff like that. People know more now, and people that do know more have a wider voice so they can get their shit out there and let everyone know what's going on. So you can't be duped with episode 9 unless you allow yourself to be duped with episode 9. So yes, Kenneth LaRock, they are worried. Why does everyone have to have a legacy? I don't know. So we had another super chat from the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. They're using the footage, but I bet they're also using new audio. And just so happens Carrie's daughter has been cast in episode 9. Well, her daughter just wants money. So she'll be like, okay, fine. It's not a bad business decision to do that. I don't know really what to say about that. I bet you they'll use new audio, or they'll probably just use outtakes or a sound alike or something like that. Like with Blade Runner, one of the final edits, like the director's cut or the final cut or whatever it's called, they hired Harrison Ford's son to come in and redub audio. So I guess they'll be able to stay true to the word. Well, we didn't CGI her and we had no one else play her, but they had a new voice and they had old footage. But they're going to have to CGI something because the footage they shot is her in like that rebel uniform thing with the big collar and the vest. So I guess what they'll do is they'll take her footage, cut out the background, and then green screen or CGI in the background type of thing. If it's jarring, you guys will know. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. That's all I can keep saying, guys. Do not be fooled. But Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, yeah, Carrie Fisher's daughter's been in episode 7 and 8. I don't know if she has an action figure, but I don't know if she deserves it. Let's see. Christopher Lowe, thank you very much and good morning. I think it's creepy when studios add dead people to films, especially years after their passing. as do I. Does anyone here remember Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow? No, you don't. It had Jude Law, and I think they even inserted Laurence Olivier digitally into the film, and it's bizarre. Like, do we remember Tarkin and Leia in Rogue One? Tarkin, now the actor Peter Cushing's been dead for I think like 18 years, 19 years, something like that, maybe even more. It obviously was a CGI model, but it didn't look right. To me, that lowers the movie. I was really into it, but when I think of bad things from that film, it's the CGI Leia and Tarkin that just don't fit. The technology's not there. There was a video that came out the other day from Review Tech USA. They were talking about the uncanny valley in video games, and they showed this footage that was released at Comic-Con. Not Comic-Con, E3. Even with something like that, that's a generation or two away in terms of video game technology, the uncanny valley is still there. And with Leia, the eyes are too big, the shape of the face is off. I just don't like when they altered or try to make people younger, and it's creepy. It's not paying respect to her legacy. That's all I can say, Christopher Lowe. It's just weird. It's just them. We own your likeness. We're going to do whatever we want with it. If anything, it's disrespectful and sad. Mike Hunt, thank you very much for your super chat. I have seen many comments saying they are happy Carrie Fisher has died so she wouldn't have to see this obvious parading of a corpse. I agree, and it's fitting that Disney would make us feel that way. I'll never go on record and say I'm happy she's dead, because I'm not. But I'm not going to also say stuff like she was taken too soon or stuff like that. I mean, we know how hard Carrie Fisher partied, and it catches up to you. I'm not saying she deserved to go. I'm just saying I'm not surprised. I don't know if I'm about the parading of the corpse thing. I think, if anything, she could probably be out in public like Mark Hamill and talk shit about these movies if she thinks they're dumb. She's kind of a loose cannon. Mark Hamill saying this stuff he did off the cuff was very surprising. But somebody like Carrie Fisher calling him out, oh, it's stupid that I was flying through space and this and that and this other crap. I think Carrie Fisher knew what was going on, or would say, what's going on and call out their bullshit. So maybe it's a benefit to Disney that she doesn't have the ability to call them out and make them look stupid. But thank you, Mike Hunt, for generous super chat. And Disney, just don't let them play with your emotions, man. That's all I can say. And yeah, it's like Heath Ledger's death all over again. Grand Inquisitor, thank you very much for your super chat, and good morning. I loved how SJWs at Lucasfilm scream about diversity, then cast Lupita Nyong'o and Naomi Ackie as mocap aliens instead of letting them be themselves. Yeah, if you want to break it down like that, it's very hypocritical in their stance for social justice or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's if anything, like I said in the video yesterday, I think that they're going to make this Naomi Ackie person do like a Gamora thing where they put her in makeup and that's it. Like straight up, she's just in makeup Gamora style. We're not going to see anything else done with her. And I'm just trying to get something for you guys to look at while we're talking about it. But no, they won't let them be themselves. And it's not a race thing in their eyes. It's just, oh, we got somebody playing the role. It's, the representation. It's this, it's that, it's whatever. Give them something cool to do. I won't judge this Naomi Ackie person until I see them in Star Wars Episode 9 proper. There's no criticisms to be made yet. Now, I don't like Maz Kanata, the character. She's kind of boring. She's like Kmart Yoda. She looks like an orange butthole. She's just not for me. Postmortem 666, thank you for your super chat. They are flogging a dead horse. It's just sad. Yeah, it is sad, but don't be surprised by anything Disney does. Seriously, guys. I know at certain times it's like, Jeff, we get it. They'll do anything for money. But do you truly get it? Now I almost said literally digging up a corpse, but they're dusting off old archival footage just to use her one last time. I don't know how to say it clear, but I don't like it. And in many ways, I think it's to push their agenda further. Like, they can't allow Princess Leia to go out. They got to make the story about her retroactively. They've tried to brush aside Luke and Han, which has failed because the fans are just pissed off and won't accept it. And they want to make Leia into the wise old woman who gets to survive the wars and shit. No, she should have went out in that spaceship, guys. Thank you, Gerhard. I appreciate that. And yes, hashtag no. Let's see. Grendelfan84. According to Yellow Flash this morning, Mundane Matt has sided with Star Wars and has turned his back on you and Uncle Ethan. Well, Grendelfan, thank you for your super chat. Mundane Matt was never on my side or had our support or whatever. I don't even deal with that guy anymore. I don't have anything bad to say. I'm not going to rip him apart. That's for, other people to do. My best approach to the Mundane Matt situation is I don't care. I don't watch his YouTube videos. I don't pay attention to anything he does anymore. Gamergate, cool. Ghostbusters, yes. All that stuff I did pay attention to. But then he went off the reservation, and I just said, enough is enough. I'm not going to watch it anymore. But then I would see his comments pop up in our videos, and they were kind of douchey, but I thought, oh, well, at least somebody's watching. And I don't really pay attention to it. That's why our channel, when, $3 Theater hit 20,000 subscribers, we were at like 10, and now $3 Theater's at 25,000, and we're at almost 70,000. So I don't have the time to sit and rip somebody apart on the internet. He's going to destroy himself. Let him do it. He's got his own opinion. He can have his own opinion, popular or not. But Ethan Van Sciver and everyone else can take their pot shots or do what they got to do to bring the guy down level. But for me, the official world-class bullshitters approach is just to ignore him. He'll go away. All it does is help channels like ours. I mean, we've grown over 1,000 in the last week. So thanks to stuff like that, it just brings people to the channel. And then there's more people that find Good Morning Pop Culture, and they find out what we're really about. That's why when they say these terrible things, I don't go, "It's not true," and I start freaking out. I stay quiet. They come listen to the videos. They go, huh, and then they stick around and become our biggest fans. So thank you to people like Mundane Matt and everybody out there that wants to take pot shots at us, because all it does is help us grow stronger and give you guys more entertainment. But I'm excited to hear what Uncle Ethan's going to say tonight on the High Council. Mark's Main, thank you very much for your super chat. With only deleted footage to use, there's no way she can play a major role. Not that she's been up to this point. It's just desperation. Yes, it's deleted footage for a reason. Even if it's like a subplot that they were going to do early on, it no longer matters. Do you think, though, that Disney and Star Wars should be desperate? I mean, Disney is the biggest entertainment company in the world, and Star Wars used to be the biggest brand. And them going to these depths is embarrassing, to say the least. Not charming to the last, like Grand Moff Tarkin would say. It'll be really, I'm not going to reserve judgment. I will go into this deeper when I see the footage for myself. And I'll look and see if it actually makes sense in terms of the story. That's what's most important to me, is if it works for the story. And as of now, I'm going to say no, it's not. It's just to string you guys along and generate fake hype. Emotional pleas are very strong and powerful. The member berries are really strong with this movie. It's disrespectful to her legacy to do this. So it's going to be kind of weird to see how they do it. Now, people are saying, what about a transmission, like one of those hologram things? That could be cool. That could be cool if it's done quickly and it's just out of the movie. Maybe she blows up, kind of like she's C.O. Bibble or T.O. Bibble, the guy from episode 1. They have a Leia appearance as T.O. Bibble. Then I'm fine with it 100%. And that is a prequel joke for those who don't know who that is. I'm not going to say go watch episode 1, but I'm going to tell you that's what it's from, guys. Yes, it's all BS. Weekend at Carrie's. Love it. This chat's great. Game of Death, the Bruce Lee movie, right? Where they used footage and had doubles and stuff coming in play. Thank you for reminding me. All the Bruce Lees, the fake Bruce Lees, the fake Shimps. Idio Hugima, thank you very much for your super chat. That completely out of place CGI job in A New Hope Special Edition will look like genius compared to Leia in episode 9. I was actually watching Star Wars the other night before I went to bed, and that scene popped up, and I realized how much I hate the CGI Jabba the Hutt scene. Not only does the CGI look dated and stupid no matter what edition you watch, it's redundant. There's no reason that scene has to exist. Everything in terms of exposition is explained by Greedo. That'd be like if I had Good Morning Pop Culture and then I had Good Mid-Morning Pop Culture, and it's the same show. I say the same shit. I just rebroadcast the same recording. That's all that is to me. It's the same shit, and it doesn't need to be around. I haven't seen Surrogates. I apologize. You don't consider Carrie Fisher's legacy or contribution to acting a legacy. You don't consider contribution to acting or Star Wars a legacy. Carrie Fisher, outside of Star Wars, didn't really do too much in the public eye. Yeah, she was in a couple of movies like The Burbs and Blues Brothers, and she wrote Postcards from the Edge. I'm not saying she didn't do anything from Star Wars, but much like Mark Hamill, her career and legacy is Star Wars, and that's it. Let's not act like she was this huge actor. Like when Anthony Daniel passes away, he's C-3PO, and that's it. Do you know every stage play he was in? Probably not. Do you have C-3PO action figures? Yes. Do you love Cecil? Probably. My point is, a lot of these Star Wars people are just that, Star Wars people. Good for them. They made a huge impact in a lot of people's lives, and I know, like when your favorite celebrity dies, your favorite character passes away, stuff like that, you're emotionally connected. But yeah, you're right, John, about all that stuff. So Zara Japan, thank you very much. Episode 9, Star Wars Holiday Special. Episode 9 Holiday Special would be more fun than Episode 9 birthing problems. Like if Rey is pregnant, I may hit somebody. Probably one of my friends, so they won't press charges, but that's going to be the dumbest thing ever. Cut and paste job, yeah. Astro Walker, thank you very much for your super chat. When the dust settles, 7 through 9 will go down as the biggest IP blunder in cinema history. Nostalgia and pandering does not work. Too little, too late. Episode 9 will make half of The Last Jedi at this rate. Nobody cares. I care. Actually, that's just a reference to the original Star Wars flick. I don't actually care. But let's break down your super chat for just a moment. So, Star Wars Episode 7 through 9 will be the biggest IP blunder in cinematic history. I agree with that statement 100%. It has taken something I love and millions of people out there love and made you dislike it or hate it or question why you ever liked it in the first place. For me, it doesn't make me question why I ever loved it in the first place, but what it does is make me realize that the future isn't so bright for Star Wars. Like Doc Brown says, the future isn't written yet. Well, like they say, the writing's on the wall with Star Wars. With the people that they constantly hire, look at these people have name appeal, they have curb appeal, whatever it is, but they don't get it. They don't get Star Wars. They don't get how to make a Star Wars movie. J.J. Abrams knows how to make a ripoff of a Star Wars movie. He has a bootleg toy, but then he took the stickers from the real Millennium Falcon and pasted them on there, so it kind of looks like the same thing, and some people are fooled, but I know the little seams that show and that the sound effects aren't just right. And now Star Wars, the brand, just doesn't hold the weight. Like, I know people get mad when I say this, make this comparison, but Marvel and Star Wars are both owned by Disney. The toy company Hasbro holds both of the license to make the products. Marvel is hugely successful. Star Wars is mired in controversy and failure at this point. Where is the problem when they're both owned by the same parent company? Well, it's the people that make the film. So if we go from Bob Iger down, it's Kathleen Kennedy for Star Wars, Kevin Feige for Marvel. Kathleen Kennedy is a businesswoman who knows money and has been involved in name only. She's a Pino, producer in name only on a lot of these flicks. Her ass is on Back to the Future, some of the Indiana Jones flicks, but what did she actually do in the creative process? Nothing. That'd be like if I took my local accountant and let him write World Class Bullshitters episodes, and all he got was a script and 1 or 2 episodes that I've done. He wouldn't produce a good show. He would basically take what I did and do it poorly. Now, over on Marvel, you got Kevin Feige, who is a fan. You had Jon Favreau, who gets it. Joss Whedon, who's a fan. Even if you don't like Joss Whedon's personal politics or his other work, he knew the comic book characters, and the Avengers was a huge success in part to him and Kevin Feige and the vision of all those people. Notice what I said there. The vision of all those people. It was a unified vision. What unified vision does the Star Wars franchise have currently? None. It's cheap and easy. It's like if your friend did all their homework and you came in and tried to copy it at the last minute, and you were going to be graded on handwriting, originality, and I don't know, something else. Those 3 things. And you failed 2 of them because it's just a quick cash grab. You're just trying to get it in there just to be done for the sake that you hopefully get a good grade. Star Wars doesn't have the time or the thought put into it or the care or the love. Remember, George Lucas was the granddaddy of all this shit. When he was in charge, I'm not saying everything was perfect because it wasn't. We had Jar Jar. We had stupid stuff. My point is, it was his. He was emotionally connected. He loved it. It was his life. People now at Star Wars don't really care. It's just a job. The story group is a platform to get to the next job. Like they say on Diversity in Comics, people writing comic books don't want to write comic books. They want to work on TV and reality shows and all this other garbage that no one cares about that read books. Star Wars people aren't Star Wars fans or respectful, and they're not even good filmmakers. Let's be honest here. Let's break it down. I'll give Ron Howard a pass. Ron Howard has made good films in the past. Safe films, but good films overall. J.J. Abrams has made or been associated with good stuff, but I don't know if I'd consider any of his directorial efforts like great work. Same with Rian Johnson. Looper was fine, but that's about all he's really known for. And the thing is, like, Rian Johnson has intentionally gone out of his way to make people hate these movies. I hate it. You hate it. But over at Marvel, you got people that respect it and want to continue and see this grow. They want to try to do new things. They made Thor a comedy. Some people loved it. Some people like me were just okay with it, and some people hated it. My point is, they're always evolving the movies to stay fresh. They don't copy previous things. And the messed up part is those movies are based on previously created things. So comic book story arcs, TV show arcs, stuff like that. They're adapting pre-existing work, yet they can make it feel fresh and exciting. Star Wars, which has carte blanche to do whatever they want, because they took out the expanded universe, they choose to just rehash the old shit to try to psychologically trigger Battle of Hoth, Battle of Yavin. You guys get what I'm saying? It's just all lazy and bad. And they will be remembered for those things. They've taken the biggest IP ever and made it a joke. So press F if you want Star Wars to just go away for a while or forever. That F means forever or a while. My point is, you need a break from it. I need a break from it. It's just too much to deal with. It's there's just too many questions, according to the Riddler. Now, nostalgia pandering doesn't work. It works once. Look at the numbers. It worked with The Force Awakens. $2 billion. Can't lie. Can't deny that it made all that money. Rogue One, if you're going to even have to break it down and say, well, it's not an official part of the saga, it made half of that. Episode 7 made $750 million less than Episode 8. Big drop. And then Solo was an unmitigated failure. Boom, done. It's away. It's gone. So, yeah, nostalgia works once. And then too little, too late with Episode 9 will make half of The Last Jedi at this rate. I can hope that it makes a third of what The Last Jedi makes. I'd like to see a Star Wars movie that is so not viewed that it's like, have you seen the new Star Wars? No, I don't like Star Wars. I want to live in that world. So thank you, Astro Walker. I appreciate your very generous super chat. Turn off the pesky ad block. He's trying to ride my success. Let's see. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy us on pop culture news. Who's on the High Council tonight? Just Ethan, Jeremy, and myself. No guests for a while, guys. At least this cycle. Trying to catch up on all the chats because I don't want to forget anyone's super chat. Lots and lots of Fs. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. I'm going to have to go back to that second window in a second, but the High Recluse Archimaldo says, well, JJ is a master of manipulation. Is he truly a master, or is he just kind of lucky that he gets to work with the things most people like? I mean, mastery involves doing everything so well. I don't think he mastered manipulation if I saw through his shit. Maybe it's because I have the sunglasses on, and if you guys don't get that reference, there's a really good film called They Live. If you want to learn something, maybe you should watch that movie and then think about our current climate of entertainment. It'll blow you away by how relevant some of the things are in that movie, especially the consumerism discussions. Okay, so yes, Astro Walker. I don't know. I was caught up. So let's get through these real quick, and we'll continue the show. Thank you very much to Mopey Hornet. Since $3 Theater called you guys out, Shilvid. I don't want to sound egotistical when I say this, but it's not worth my time. I mean, I know you guys want me to just say something shitty about Mundane Matt, but just go watch his videos and see he's destroying himself. It's not about me trying to be kind or considerate. He is not something that needs to be discussed at great lengths on this channel. He's just flailing in relevancy. John Campy has been quiet because he had a big meltdown. Just, you let these people do what they got to do themselves. He can try to talk about the Star Wars stuff the way we do and try to get his numbers up. It's not working. I looked at the the ratings. I looked at the thumbs up to the thumbs down ratio. I read the comments and stuff like that. You know, I don't want to become a mundane Matt. That's why I don't do certain things, because you don't want to. I mean, he will be a cautionary tale, much like many YouTubers from Channel Awesome, where there are things you don't do. And sometimes riding the fence isn't one of them. You know, so he's not really shilling out for anything right now. I think he's just trying to get attention to himself. So Moby Hornet, thank you very much. I haven't made any shill videos. I think the next video that'll be closest to a shill video will be Simon Pegg's video tomorrow evening, because I'm going to call it like I see it. The guy's a hypocrite. Dio Brando. Oh, there you are. Ray Charles has better vision than Kathleen Kennedy. You're not wrong. Eddie Max Levandor, thank you very much. Yep, Mama said y'all got to do y'all's homework. You damn right. You always listen to Mama. Drew, thank you very much for your $4.99 super chat. There is no message, but I still appreciate that. And there's the Pui. Thank you, the Pui. Okay, Jeff, Mondays suck. I had to listen to a reposted of an EVS live stream. They were talking about Cecil's pancake nips. Ooh, maybe I should listen to that stream now. It really seems like I got to go live on Mondays for you guys. So there's no hole in your lives. So you're not bored on Mondays, because Mondays do suck. It'll be a nice, easy way for me to help you get through your days. And there's plenty of stuff to talk about. I do love doing this. Maybe I'll shift videos to later in the afternoon to go live, and we'll still do this. They Live Council Party. I don't know if I can get the council on, because remember, those guys have their own channels to operate and they're very busy, but I can get the bullshitters on for a They Live watch party sooner than you guys think. Oh, Rhino4563. This was a good super chat. First off, thank you. Jeff, 2 big losses in the wrestling world. Brian Christopher, Lawler, and Nikolai Volkov. Rest in peace. I know a lot of people don't like wrestling. I'm not going to go into wrestling, but I do want to say rest in peace to those 2 guys. Nikolai Volkov, all-time legend, from a different era where, you know, you had the international bad guy come in and people booed you because you were a foreigner type of thing. So rest in peace to him. And now the Brian Christopher Lawler one's the saddest one, if you ask me, because Grandmaster Sexay, good wrestler, but his father basically denied him his whole life, and he didn't have that relationship. And I believe that's the cause of many of his problems. So rest in peace to him. Hopefully it doesn't take too much of a toll on Jerry the King Lawler. But yeah, Grandmaster Sexay was awesome. Sven Sandstrom, thank you very much. JJ's Star Trek reboot and The Force Awakens, same. No originality. Yeah. There are certain elements that I do like of J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. I don't hate those movies. I'd be lying to you if I said, oh, I've always hated them. No, I liked 09. Into Darkness, I liked it enough, and then I've watched it a couple more times, and I just don't have any interest in it. There are jarring moments. I'd rather watch Wrath of Khan any day of the week. Buried Alive. Yeah, Ricardo Montalban's the shit. I love that dude so much. Wait for Mitakur's video for the Fall of Mundane Matt to hit. Oh, okay. I will. By the way, since we're talking about other YouTubers, I have good news, folks. I've been in contact with Mauler and Dishonored Wolf about them appearing on the channel. Mauler is going to contact Dishonored Wolf for me, and we're going to find a time that's workable for all of us involved, and we're going to have that live stream here on the channel on World Class Bullshitters. So get excited for that. I've also reached out again to Midnight's Edge, so hopefully they respond and we can get them on the channel soon. And tomorrow night is our Expanded Universe live discussion. So there's all kinds of stuff coming to the channel that you don't want to miss. So one thing I do want to say, one plug, hit your little bell notification and hit the always, because now there's a new feature. Before, when you'd hit the bell, it would give you notifications. Now it's sometimes always or never, which makes no sense why you would hit the bell for never notifications, but whatever. My point is, YouTube is trying to keep us down. The man's trying to keep us down, to quote, the 70s in general. And I don't want you guys to miss those 3 things. A lot of people are excited for that. Cool, cool, cool. So let's see. There we go. Wrestling fans, some people don't like it. Some people do. Yeah, well, Lost Cause, we're only going to be talking about the Star Wars stuff. We're not going to be going into any of the online drama or anything like that. We're not going to delve into that. That's not what this channel is about. Yeah, people love Mauler. We all love Mauler. Yes, EU is this Wednesday night tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you don't want to miss that. And I need your guys' questions because I don't know what to ask about some of this stuff. We can talk about, I can make parallels to the movies and see where there's logical progressions. But if you guys have specific questions or thoughts, you guys need to be here for that one. Here we go. Thank you, Happy Rusev Day. Thewes 18 Racing, thank you very much. Who came up with the brilliant idea of having 2 different directors and 3 saga series? I bet no company will let that shit happen again. Very true. There's gonna... Well, here's the thing, guys. If episode 9 flops the way we all hope it does, then they'll be focused on these things and these changes. Remember, these little changes that they make now are just stopgaps so people don't leave. That's why the Clone Wars are back. The old Clone Wars are just going to go dust it off. Make sure that the animation is the same, because if the animation is of a lesser quality, you know that they're just rushing to get this shit out. We also know that everything's been recorded, unless they're making changes. And there's animatics, and the story scripts are online. It's not like a surprise for anybody with this stuff. So no company will ever, like, there'll be case studies in college about the brand of Star Wars and what happened with it. So no company's going to go that route for Star Wars. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And then he came back with another super chat. So it's TViz18 Racing is how it's pronounced. All right. TViz18 Racing. Cool. Gotcha. Now I'll make sure I get that right. Thank you. John Hoy, if you want to be on the super chat, the EU discussion, just send me an email to worldclassbs@mail.com. We can fit another person on. It's no big deal. You like War Tambor? I like Wat Tambor too. Let's see. So it was a flop and a solid jab. However, episode 9 flop would be a knockout. Yeah, it would be a knockout. That would have your Scott Mendelsons and your John Campias and all your Star Wars shills out there, your Hello Greedos, Star Wars Explained, all those people would shut up. This would be the final blow. And then they'll all just, it'd be like the second Death Star exploding, guys. If that happens, there's just going to be remnants of these defenders, these apologists. Apologists are the worst type of people because they can't admit that something that they love or have loved could be bad. It's a possibility. We need to realize that. You know, I love Spider-Man. There have been terrible comic books and terrible Spider-Man movies. Just because I love Spider-Man, like I have a friend that says, I don't care if it's good or bad, it's Spider-Man, so therefore I love it and it's great. You're not even a fucking critic at that point. You're just a blind fanboy. Oh, it's Spider-Man, I'm happy. Dude, I love James Bond. They're terrible Bond movies. I call it like I see it. Pierce Brosnan, Die Another Day, garbage movie. Love him as a James Bond actor, though. There should be a planet in episode 9 called Beta Male, where J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, and John Kasdan all have cameo roles. I would say they rule a planet, but beta males don't rule anything. Logan Michael 69, thank you for your super chat. Venom products are hitting Target stores. You know, Logan Michael 69, I saw that on Sunday. I was at a Target in another neighborhood, and they had Venom, Carnage, and all of the figures. And I considered picking them up, but I got something I'm working on for the channel that's going to require a decent bit of change, and I'd rather do that. And it's going to be really awesome. Can't tell you yet because I want to surprise the guys on the channel. It's for everybody, but I can't let them know yet because I want them to be blown away by it. I don't know when Wolf and Mauler are going to be on. I just spoke to him yesterday about it, and he says he'll take care of it, no problem, in getting in contact with them. So if Dishonored Wolf's not interested, I can at least get Mauler on because Mauler's a friend of the channel. So that's all I can tell you guys. And I'll tweet it out and post it and stuff and give you guys plenty of heads up. You know how that works. I never leave you guys behind in the information. Let's see. Ferret Fighter. Into Darkness was J.J. Abrams pandering to fans of the original series. Just a poor attempt and a rehash of Wrath of Khan. Lost respect for new Trek. Ferret Fighter, I agree with you on that. I don't like Beyond. That's the Star Trek movie I just didn't enjoy. I bought it on Blu-ray to complete the series because it was like $5 or $7. So I just was like, oh, I had the trilogy. Now, I also bought the entire Planet of the Apes trilogy, the new one, and I love that. That was a great series of movies. Maybe we'll do some Planet of the Apes stuff on the channel, maybe like a Saturday afternoon sci-fi, because a lot of the fans seem to be really receptive to sci-fi stuff, especially on Saturdays for some reason. Maybe they're at home, instead of reading, they're going to listen to us talk about it. So we can do some stuff like that if there's enough interest. Like I said, we can talk about anything entertainment related if there's enough interest. But yeah, it is a cheap Wrath of Khan. Why don't they do a rehash of, was it The Voyage Home, or the one where they go save the whales in 1986? I'd like to see a rehash of that movie. That could be fun. Thank you, Declan Webster. Thank you very much. Let's see. The NVSK says, hey, Jeff, please make sure you cover the overall timelines and summaries of the Thrawn trilogy, Dark Empire 1 and 2, Sea of PL, Jedi Academy, RS tomorrow. Well, let me take a screenshot of that so I can ask those questions and we can get those things discussed. Because now I've read Dark Empire. That's one where Luke Skywalker turns evil or whatever, and there's a clone of the Emperor that he fights or some shit like that. I knew that story, mainly because I read a comic book and listened to an audio novelization of it when I was drawing. But I'll make sure that I bring those up to the guys off air tomorrow so we can cover everything and be the most interesting. Yeah, Rogue Leader, I'm excited too. And I'm looking forward to talking to you. What do I think of the original Planet of the Apes? I like that movie a lot. It's fun. When I was a kid, we had the Fox movie channel on satellite. That was like a basic channel. And they would show that. They would show Die Hard quite a bit. They'd also show Commando. And I think The Quest for Fire, which kind of sucks. Actually, no, it just sucks in general. But I would watch Planet of the Apes quite a bit. I love the ending. And my favorite part of the movie is when Taylor is running up the stairs and like he cut out his brain. And he's running up and they throw a net on him and he just falls down. He's just so over dramatic. That's what is so fun about those movies for me, is just Charlton Heston's performance. And yeah, there are things to say about then current politics and the human condition and all that type of stuff, but it's still just a fun movie. And I think that's what needs to supersede all the hidden messages of a film, is the fun, the enjoyability of it, if it's even a word. The last Planet of the Apes was boring. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good finale to a trilogy. There's a Venom trailer today. Ooh, maybe I'll have to watch it. That movie is going to be hot shit, though. It's Sony. Sony hasn't put out a good quality film in, I don't remember. Jumanji. There we go. So last year. But before that, I don't know. Can I watch Game of Thrones so we can talk about something that'll never disappoint us? I can't promise that I'll watch Game of Thrones. I could try to get into it. I just don't have time. And sword and sorcery type of shit just never interested me. That or like the medieval stuff. I just don't like the setting. I'm sure it's heavy shit that I would like if I actually sat down to watch it. But with Indiegogo getting ready to launch and the website and all that stuff, I just don't have time to watch 8 seasons of a TV show right now. Game of Thrones already disappointed. So it looks like some people are yes, some people are no. Is there a political movie that I like? Yes, They Live. They Live. Excellent. Talks about consumerism and free thought. I don't dislike political movies. I keep politics off the channel because it's not entertaining to listen to someone berate you with their beliefs constantly that have nothing to do with an enjoyable subject matter. The politics of entertainment are different, but real life politics, hell, we have a lot of listeners that aren't in America, so why would they give a shit about what's going on? That's why I don't cover it. It's not about I dislike anything political. I like political films. I just don't cover real life politics for fun because I don't enjoy it. Now, Twilight Zone is good shit. Twilight Zone is very deep and heavy and talks about certain things, but then again, it's from a bygone era, if you will. So, Lord Assorman, thank you very much for your super chat. I think all the new Star Wars characters could be good, but they need to be fleshed out. Finn is such a token character now, it's not even funny. Finn is the one that bothers me the most because he had the potential to be this conflicted, defector from the First Order, and it shouldn't have been such a quick turn. It's like, oh, now I'm a good guy. You're my hero. You're my friend, Finn. Blah 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 blah. It's like, what? No, he should have been more conflicted, but they didn't play it up enough. His conflicted arc should have been parallel to Luke Skywalker's journey. Like, he did one thing, but then he was still like, am I doing the right thing type of deal? I mean, you'll say, oh, he tried to run off and do this stuff. Yeah, but he wasn't. He was played for too much for laughs. Therefore, it defeated his purpose in many ways. It was an embarrassment. But thank you again, Lord of Swordman. I agree that if they were fleshed out, like Kylo Ren could be better if fleshed. Everybody could be better if fleshed out, but where they currently are, they're not very good. And they're not fleshed out, and they won't be. Guys, they don't care about making a movie as much as they care about a platform for what they think the future should be, or what Star Wars movies need to make up for the past. Like, oh, we can change everything, but we just need to make sure that there's equal representation. That's why so many of these Star Wars movies have to have the female lead, so they can say, well, Luke was the lead in the other ones, now we have this. You can't retroactively go back and try to fix shit like that, because it wouldn't work under any other franchise brand. It only works under Star Wars because it's so popular. It kills your cause, guys. Grindlefan84, thank you very much for your super chat. The Comics Elite exclusive cover is an homage to Amazing Spider-Man number 129. Punisher has Venom in his sights. You guys should like it. I know Amazing Spider-Man number 129 off the top of my head. I'd like to buy that book, but it's quite expensive. Maybe that's a key issue I'd like to own. Thank you, John. Yeah, I agree. That's how I feel the channel is best operated. You can come here to disconnect from real-life politics and just have fun. I know we're a small channel now, but look at how we've grown. We keep going every day. Eventually, more people will find this as a nice, calming place to relax. Like, everybody has to go to work. Some people like their job. Some people hate their job. Like, if you're working and lurking right now, press F in the chat. I just would like to keep a nice, calm environment that you can just be here and relax the whole time. That's all we want, is for you to be entertained and relax. If World Class Bullshitters was a place, it would be a nice, not overly lit room, but it would be nice and cool and relax. Bring you a drink and you just go, I enjoy this. That's what we're trying to present for your ears. But folks, check out the Comics Elite exclusive cover to Punisher with Venom on it. I wish I had a comic book store that got cool covers like that. My local shop doesn't. Love Rock and Rooster to death, but you know what? They deal mostly in gaming because that's where most of their fans go to do, or what they go to do at the store. So I'm not knocking them. A lot of love for Saving. There's some Saving Private Ryan suggestions. People love They Live. Finn Token. F. Okay. Dan Vinoy, did you get my email about EU Expert? What do you think? I'm pretty sure I responded back to you and invited you on the show, so I liked it. If you didn't get that email, Dan, just at me here, and I'll make sure I send it, because your name is easy to remember, and I'll make sure I get you on the show tonight. Adam says 453 people listening is not that small. One thing I will say is we, on the High Council, we actually like triple what the LA Beast gets on his live streams at the time, which is crazy because that guy's like 2 million subscribers. So people really do like the way we live stream. The High Recluse Arkamal says, see you, buddy. Sorry, I couldn't say much. That's okay, man. I get it. You got to work, but I appreciate you being here for the time you have. And I'm sure you'll come back and listen to the rest of the show. Lots of people do. Tons of Fs. Tons of Fs. So you're all working and lurking today. Well, I'm hoping I can make work a lot easier for you. And thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Oh, LA Beast has fake subs. I hope not. He suffers for our entertainment. And while I'll never be that kind of channel, I will watch those types of channels because nothing makes me laugh harder than when LA Beast tortures himself with hot food or old soda. Yes, Cadmium Red, they do need to let the whole Princess Leia situation go. There's so many things they need to let go. I don't understand why they can't course correct and a little bit of humility, like to jump back to the mundane math thing. What the fuck do we want? What we want is good Star Wars and a little bit of humility from the people that make it. Even if they don't have to come out right and say, oh, I'm so sorry, at least say, well, some of those things didn't work or may have not worked. Even the slightest bit of showing some humanity will work in their favor. And I don't know why they take a channel like this and consider us the enemy when they could consider us like, hey, there's a lot of people that are dissatisfied with our movies. There's a lot of people who like this channel. Maybe they should listen instead of being dicks about everything. The Cobra Viper says, work? What? I totally retired at 40. Well, then you're very lucky and very fortunate. I'm sure if I said press F if you're retired, like 4 people would press. You know what? Press F if you're actually retired. Don't even troll this one. Just press F if you're retired. We'll see. I bet Cobra Viper is the lucky one. Here's the thing. If you're retired, why are you up so early, man? Like, shouldn't you be enjoying your life, sleeping in, hanging out with your family, watching cartoons? I don't know what you'd do. If I was retired at 40, I'd probably take up a video game habit. Lift weights and play video games all day. If my wife was married. If not, we would just do whatever. Man, you're lucky if you retired at 40. My mom is so jealous of you. Let's see. Spark Demon, thank you very much for your super chat. I originally liked Finn. They should have slowly made him realize he was a force sensitive and made his story a one for overcoming and growth. I agree with you. I know I keep saying, do I agree to all these people, but you guys keep coming up with cool shit that I agree with. It should have been a slower thing. Man, episode 8 really did a lot of damage. Even somebody like me who hates The Force Awakens, it just kind of put the tracks, stopped everything in its tracks. And I'm fine with, I was never like, oh, I dislike Finn, the Black Stormtrooper throws me off. No, I thought he just didn't work as a character. His skin color be damned. Didn't care. Just didn't care. Bad character, though. Scott, if the past should die, shouldn't Leia. That was my argument yesterday in the video. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher, but damn it. Don't bring her back. Hypocrites. Hypocrisy, a Star Wars story. That's what this is. Hypocrisy, a Star Wars story. Swinging Cod, thank you very much for your super chat. JJ will have episode 9 make episode 7 and 8 be the dream of an autistic boy, thus making his member-berry saga complete. Oh, I remember. You guys should pitch me your best case scenarios for episode 9. And I don't mean like, oh, Rey dies. Like, no, Rey can die. Just pitch me the craziest thing you would like to see in that movie that would fix it. Swinging Cod so far is the only one, and it's awesome. I agree that it should be a dream. Like that song says, it was all a dream. That'd be awesome. It starts with that song Juicy by Biggie Smalls, and the rest of the Star Wars movie is just one big music video on Coruscant. Is Coruscant still alive? Did they blow that? No, they didn't blow that one up in episode 7. There's just too much going on in those movies, and it's not very good. Darth Primus, I did see that Guardians of the Galaxy image. There's a couple of my friends that they're older guys that just keep going on and on about how James Gunn's great and all this stuff. I don't, care too much. I don't think Disney is going to back out of their decision because it would be too political to not let Roseanne come back, but let James Gunn come back. I think there's a scale internally at Disney, and Roseanne tipped it one way, and then James Gunn tipped it the other, and now that they're both gone, it's kind of brought balance, if that makes sense. So I think James Gunn coming back is kind of posturing, or not coming back is a little bit of political posturing. Maybe he's okay with behind the scenes stuff and he'll shadow direct, kind of like how Toby Hooper's rumored to shadow have directed Poltergeist, but it was actually Steven Spielberg type of thing. So I think that's going to be the case. Luke Sears, thank you very much for your super chat. Rebuilding a bus engine at work makes rebuilding a bus engine at work you make tolerable. Well, thank you for saying that. I'm glad we make it tolerable. I hope you're at least enjoying being a mechanic to some degree. My mom's boyfriend does mechanic work for fun, so he loves that stuff. But I know it's hot work. It's the middle of the summer, so stay hydrated, my friend. But thank you, Luke. T-Viz, right? I got it right. T-Viz 18 Racing. Someone should just release a blue shadow virus on the galaxy. I don't know what the blue shadow virus is. I don't know. Let's see. Rob Liefeld, can you please mute your mic when you drink? I can't describe how much the sound bothers me. I really want to take a sip right now to troll you. Because you're named after Rob Liefeld, the comic book artist, who is if you're the real Rob Liefeld, draw me a foot, and I promise I'll never drink on camera or mic again. And if you're not the real Rob Liefeld, why would you use Rob Liefeld's name as a screen name? Like, I get it. I liked his stuff kind of as a kid too, but as an adult, I'm just like, it wasn't too good. Like McFarlane stuff, you find cool beauty in it. Jim Lee stuff, you definitely find a lot of quality work. Mark Silvestri, Eric Larson, all those guys. But Rob Liefeld. Let's see here. Grendel fan, pitch. Thank you, first off, Grendel fan. Pitch. Luke's Jedi Padawans that mysteriously survived Kylo's revolt rise to restore balance. Not a bad pitch at all. If only the Knights of Ren were still a thing, then it could have been like a. Remember how we've had 2 versus 1, Obi-Wan versus and Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul. Then you had Obi-Wan. Well, actually, all the lightsaber duels in the prequels, with the exception of the final one, was a 2-on-1 thing. Imagine like a 5-on-5 lightsaber battle royale. That would be cool. And the ending is a lot like Die Hard, because you guys have all seen Die Hard, right? Do you remember how at the end McClane's got the gun taped to his back, and he is trying to distract Hans for a second, and then there's that other guy that's got the gun on him, and at 0 hour he shoots Hans, and then he has to shoot the guy in the head. He's like, happy trails. Have a moment like that where the hero of the story, not Rey, is facing 2 more of the Knights of Ren or the Sith or whatever they're called, and like you can even have the Die Hard music play because Disney owns it all now. And he has like a moment where he has to basically take down 2 Jedi or 2 Sith at once. That would be a cool ending like that, like a real tense moment, and then it happens and resolution and calm. That would be cool. And I like your pitch, Grendel fan. Cobra Viper. I have an 8-year-old, plus retirement sucks, so I have gone back to school to be a teacher. Well, congratulations on going back to school. I know it's hard for some people, and I hope you can handle the last few weeks of summer while your 8-year-old's out, so then when they go back to school, you can have a little bit of free time. Because that's one thing I know Dion likes, is when his kid's at school, he can take his nap in the day and stuff like that. He can recharge his dad batteries. I'm not in a rush to be a dad, so I don't have a kid. I have a channel, and the channel is way more fun than a kid. But one day I'll have both. I'll deal with that later. But Cobra Viper, I wish you well on your teaching endeavors, and I hope you don't have to deal with too many snotty kids. Let's see. Logan Michael 69. Finn turns out to be Leia and Lando's kid. Well, Logan Michael, I will say this. He's a little too dark to be half white. Did I see Finn has a Tico foot? Finn has a Tico foot fetish. Wow. Oh, gross. That's something for Ethan Van Sciver, man. Okay, the blue shadow virus was from the Clone Wars. All right. Sorry, I missed that one. You're going to Universal Studios today. I'm a little jealous. I'm in a rainy Ohio. So that's fun, but at least you get to go not give money to Disney, right? Don't have kids, they're the worst. The best part about making kids is making them. Let's see here. Following narrative. Finn is a foot monster. Foot monster Finn. I'd wear a t-shirt that says that. And it's like his one like stormtrooper face with just a foot. And Rob Liefeld has to draw the foot. My idea, the whole thing is a fucking shroom trip. Rhino4563, thank you for your super chat. Remember when Rob Liefeld did that horrible Captain America? Guy couldn't draw ankles to save his life. Dude couldn't draw the chest. Have you guys ever press F if you want me to show you the Rob Liefeld Captain America drawing? It is without a doubt the worst drawing ever done of Captain America. Like, your kids draw better Captain Americas than this, because this guy was paid thousands of dollars to draw the cover. It was not very good. All right, Logan Michael F. Would the bullshitters do a live stream at the Air Force Museum? Oh God, lots of Fs. Okay, you want to see this? Just give me a second. I get it. In response to the Air Force Museum, I live not too far from it, but the other guys are in different states. So I don't know. I know Retro Blasting goes up to the Air Force Museum all the time. All I do is type in Rob Liefeld C, and Captain America pops up right away. All right, Rob Liefeld, Captain America. Okay, here it comes. Open a new tab. Boom. Nope, didn't want to do that. For some reason, it didn't want to. Damn it. I love when I find it and then it won't load for me. There it goes. Thank you for your patience, folks. Here it comes. The worst drawing ever of Captain America via Rob Liefeld. Bam, look at that. Look at it. This is real. This is real. Oh my god. Gretel fan 84, thank you for your super chat. You must show it. It's embarrassing. He was paid millions by Marvel after he left for Image to draw Cap. So can we look at this? Yes. What the fuck is right? What? Boo! This is a real, officially published piece in a Marvel comic book. I know. Yes, people are freaked out. What? What horrid man boobs, Cap ass boobs? I know the boobs are throwing you off, but look at the rib cage too. Like, did Rob Liefeld draw this half asleep? It's so bad. It is so bad. Basic human anatomy is hard. No human anatomy looks like this, so you should just look at it and go, that's not how a person looks. I've seen enough people. You're going to butter that shield there, Lando? I don't know if you can fit that anywhere. Everyone is freaking out about this. Yeah, that is real, guys. Luscious melons. Those are some tasty hoots on Captain America, I tell you what. What's with his legs? I don't know what's up with this drawing. Captain Triple XL. This is Uncle Ethan in a Captain America suit. He was the model for Rob Liefeld. Rhino4563 says, those proportions! WTF! He looks like he's 300 pounds! Beyond being 300 pounds, the shoulder, there's like a piece that shows his back muscle. His whole body is like broken. It's like he's stretchy or something. Dumbest thing in comics ever right there. WTF. Timothy Riggs, thank you for your super chat. Is this the Cap issue for breast cancer awareness? Wow. Oh my god. That is harsh. I don't think anybody can puff their chest out like that there, Tim. Yes, Captain EVS. He's on the soy diet. I don't think soy gives you this kind of gains, bro. He looks like a buff fish. I'm glad everyone's responded to this. Cobra Viper says, don't do roids, kids. Thank you for your super chat, Cobra Viper. And then Kenneth LaRock again, thank you very much. He's melting. He's something, dude. He's something. Ew. He's like one of those bouncy fun houses that you're trying to push the air out and it all goes into his chest. Astro Walker, thank you for your super chat. Is that Cecil following a soy OD? It could be. Uncle Ethan and Cecil have never been in the same room together, so you never know who's who. He looks pregnant in his chest. He needs a corset. His name was Robert Paulson. We're gonna make soap. Why does his shield have nipples? I've never noticed the shield having nipples before. I guess it's supposed to be rivets, but it looks terrible. Yet better than most Marvel art today. Yeah, I agree 100%. Oh my god, yeah. People are freaking out. I love the response this is getting, guys. This is real. This is really Rob Liefeld's work at its finest? Question mark. Yes, it's real. It's 100% real. Has Rob Liefeld ever commented on this? I don't know. He's in the chat. Rob, would you care to explain yourself about your Captain America boobs drawing? Yes, this is legit Marvel art. This is real. Motorboat Captain America. I'm all for that. Patriotic motorboating. Looks like he smelled Hulk's fart. Captain Booberica. Oh my god. Imagine Ray drawn like this. I can imagine Ray. Her deltoids and triceps be bursting out. But turn never looked so good. I guess I gotta move on to something else. Holy shit, this is Subverts all expectations what Cap should look like. You guys are awesome. Grendel fan says he was paid around $4 million to draw Captain America. Damn it. Keep it where it belongs. All right, folks. Press F if you want me to. Oh, hold on. Cobra Viper says the best part is Cap has the look on his face. Really, bro? You're gonna draw me like this? First off, thank you, Cobra Viper. Cap is not impressed. Cap is not impressed at all. Ew. Lord of Sorman says Cap's life must be in constant agony. Yeah, he probably is. Was it like in Rick and Morty when they mutate the thing and they're just always screaming because it hurts so much? Summer goes inside out or something. What do you have to lift to get gains like that? The Hulk. The Hulk. So press F if you want me to get this off your screen. Have you had enough of the eye torture this morning? How would he have sex? He wouldn't? His face looks like he has a backache. Ah, the chest of justice. I agree. I'm glad that made your day, Kamikaze Johnson. I aim to please. All right, wait up. We're getting a lot of Fs. Leave it. F for the love of God. More torture porn, please. This is my new screensaver. Two bodies melted together. If this was EVS, the shield would have been a pie. Maybe I'll draw that for Ethan. I'll draw Ethan as Captain America with a pie. No, this is not a parody, guys. This is a real Marvel Comics drawing done by Rob Liefeld in, I believe, 1996. Just goes to show you the power of a name over the power of quality art. Dio Brando says, "Can you put up Gary Busey Wolverine?" Let me find it and see what it looks like. See Gary Busey Wolverine. I've never even heard of this one. Yeah, sure. I'll pull up Gary Busey Wolverine. Do you want a picture of the face, or we'll do the whole thing? Oh God, you guys are gonna love this one. Seriously, if you thought Captain America with boobs was bad, wait till you see Gary Busey Wolverine. All right, folks, are you ready for Gary Busey Wolverine? I hope you are, because you got to look at it anyway. And here we go. There's Gary Busey Wolverine. I don't know if this is better than the last one. Dear God. Everyone is freaking out. There we go. Besides the teeth, his left shoulder is dislocated. This is real. I think I just died on the inside. What is this, guys? This is Gary Busey Wolverine. Rob Liefeld with another super chat. Thank you, my friend. Art is supposed to get people talking. Every artist wants their work to be distinctive and instantly recognizable. I hope you're the real Rob Liefeld. If you are, you should come on the show and talk to us. I would love to have you on, man. But thank you for your super chat, no matter why you chose Rob Liefeld's name. Yeah, your art's supposed to be distinctive and instantly recognizable, but you also want to have a good connotation with your name. Like when you say Jack Kirby, you think the Fantastic Four and powerful. You think Neil Adams, you think Batman and the best looking Batman ever. You think Jim Lee, you think X-Men and all kinds of great stuff. Rob Liefeld's name, if you think Deadpool, you don't think of the Deadpool he drew. Most people know the post-Rob Liefeld Deadpool. I like both. I have the Rob Liefeld Deadpool action figure. But yeah, I know people are like, hey, I thought Star Wars was on the title, and we're looking at Wolverine with an overbite. Yeah, Alex Ross is instantly recognizable too. This looks more like a beaver. Okay, so it's not Wolverine, it's beaver. All right, let's get this one off of here. This one actually makes me uncomfortable. Did you guys enjoy the bad comic book art for a moment? Because it's a nice change of pace. The doom and gloom that is Disney, and then oh my god, what is this? That's really bad too. Never mind. If we if we do this all morning, that's all we're gonna do. Cesare Japan, thank you very much. This is one reason why Agent 47 was sent to kill GB. Bad comic book art needs to be a segment. Sure, we could do bad comic book art as a segment. If you guys like it that much, press F. I got a couple more we could pull up. Don't worry, we got one that makes no sense. A lot of love for this segment of the show. No one, if you could say anything about Good Morning Pop Culture, it's the fact that I do my best to entertain you guys every day. Some of these are so bad. Okay. Wow. Lots and lots and lots of S. Fine. There's a guy called Fuck You Life. All right. Fine. I'll give you guys a couple more. We can make this a segment. So here's one. This could be considered the worst thing you'll ever see. Can you tell me who this character is? And while we're waiting, Saviz18 Racing says, don't forget about C-3PO's golden boner. Hey, I've shown it on air, guys. I've shown it on air. I'll never forget about that one. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah, this is bad. This is terrible. The awful art segment is born. Yeah. Now, do we do this once a week? Like, do we do it on Tuesdays? Is that why we get the show going? Or do we do it at the end of the show before we say Ask Jeff Anything type of thing? It looks like a dinosaur. This looks like Brian Peppers meets Superman. That's an old internet joke. Grendel Fan 84 says, Superman, Frank Quietly. Wow. Yeah, I know Grendel Fan. I'm pretty sure this is what Superman... All-Star Superman, right? That's pretty bad. Grand Inquisitor says Superman doesn't want to take Lois's strap on. Would you? That is a tenacious woman. That chick will get hers no matter what. Astro Walker, thank you for your super chat. Soup's nutted, but Lois still sucking. Right in 4563, thank you. Is Lois pegging Soups? I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's so disturbing. It's so disturbing. I found now the next one I might show makes me laugh, but I don't think you guys will find it too funny. But I'm going to show it to you anyway because it just makes no sense. Hold on, let me find a good one to close out. We'll show 3 during this segment. That's from a cartoon. That's kind of cheap. I don't want to pick on Gary Frank Superman. How is this considered bad? Oh, Breaking Bad comic book art. All right, we'll show one final one. This one is quite well known on the internet. Some people have photoshopped it to fix it. Some people have photoshopped it to laugh at it. I'll just show it to you as is, unphotoshopped. So, if you thought Batman was intimidating, sometimes you just gotta... You gotta appreciate Batman for what he once was, not how he is now. We had a few more super chats pop up. Insanity Methods, thank you very much. Best idea for episode 9 is to call it episode 8 instead. Ooh, now that's a legitimate burn right there. I might borrow that, Insanity Methods. Just know if I ever say that, I'm giving you instant reference, so thank you. Taviz18 Racing says, what did Lando do to him? Well, you'll have to ask Lando. He buttered him up and took him out back and gave him a ride on Cap's shield. That sounds dirtier than I meant it to. Jeremy Peerboom, thank you very much for your super chat. Check the Stan Winston Instagram page, BTTF Guitar. All right. I'm going to do that as soon as we go off air, because that's going to lead me down a rabbit hole of Back to the Future stuff. And you know how I get. Pusey Batman, yeah. Oh, Vietnamese Batman. It's just the teeth. It is just the teeth that are throwing me off. Gilbert Godfrey Batman. I don't think artists are overrated. I think comic book artists are very important to, story. Without an artist, you just have a novel. So it's a double thing that you need to do. Insanity Method says Punisher punching a polar bear is the best panel. Should I? Okay, fine. That'll be the last thing I show you guys. Let me pull that one up right now. Punisher polar bear. I've never seen this before. Okay. All right. Well, let me so let's get this up here. Jesus. We had a super chat from Sith Kryptonian. Love this show on Monday mornings. Can I get a channel shout out? Just uploaded a new vid yesterday. Sure, Sith Kryptonian. Folks, if you got a chance, you know what? When you can, as soon as we're off the air, do it now. Open up a new tab. Check out the Sith Kryptonian channel. Give them a subscribe. I'm sure they're talking about Star Wars. And we gladly help other channels out. We're very fortunate to have a big audience, and there's enough out there for everybody. So, of course, Sith Kryptonian, I'm going to make sure that people hear about your channel right now, and this will reach a lot of people. Mareth Dealine, thank you very much. Cap looks like the Murica guy riding a motor scooter shooting a machine gun. He looks terrible is what he looks like, Mareth Dealine. Seriously, holy crap. What am I looking at when I... These are all so bad. These are... There we go. So the Punisher just punched a bear. The Punisher punched a bear. Cuddly, lovable, docile. Sith Kryptonian, thank you for your super chat. Thanks, Jeff. You are the real one. Well, you know what, man? I appreciate that. And I hope everyone checks out your videos. Feel free to post stuff on the Facebook page, too. Tell them Jeff sent you. PETA intensifies. Soy Boy Punisher. Don't poke the bear. Punch it. Hammer of Crom. That's my favorite thing I've read for the whole comic book segment. So it seems like everybody likes this segment, so we'll bring it back regularly. All right, let's do it this way. Press F if you want it once a week. Press G if you want it for 2 or 3 minutes before we end the show each week or each day. Mareth Dealine says Wolverine and that huge left arm is like Quagmire from Family Guy when he discovers online. Yeah, it definitely is. Oh my god, because that's the only way he's going to get any with teeth like that. Oh my god. So, okay. Wow, that seems like an even amount of both. Shit. We'll have, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to put up a Twitter poll. We'll put up a Twitter poll, and then I'll post it tomorrow. We'll do this for the remainder of the week, and then I'll put up a Twitter poll to see if you guys have tired of it yet. Thresher Mall, share that story, please. The bear was asking for it. Oh, my God. Once a week, lots of G's. That's daily. Oh, man. You must have drank the last Coca-Cola. Oh, man. This is an interesting panel. I wonder, I know the artist passed away, but man, imagine like getting a script that says draw the Punisher punching a bear. That's all I could just imagine is getting that script. Okay, so let's see. I just got in earlier. I listened to a local station guy, Bo and Jim, destroying SJW on air. Said SJW was complaining about them making fun of a guy who died in a humorous manner. They tried to talk to her and tell her to lighten up. She complained, and they told her they'd get their manager. Then they played audio clips of Full Metal Jacket in place to get her. Then she calls back 2 days later and they tease her again. And then they mess with her. And then to mess with her, they do the same joke. This time using Arnold Schwarzenegger clips. I love your radio station. Who is your daddy and what does he do? The Pui, thank you very much again. I was a mechanic for years. I'm an engineer with an automobile manufacturer now. Listening while reverse engineering new vehicles. Ooh, so you're working and lurking, but you're doing something cool. That might be the coolest job of anyone that listens to the show right now. Engineer, and you're reverse engineering new vehicles. That's kind of cool. That's actually very cool. I know shit about cars, but I wish I did. Thank you again, the Pui. Folks, you can always tell me what you're doing when you're working and lurking. I find that interesting to know how people listen to us. World Class Bullshitters represent. Thank you very much. You work at a gym, says Commander Cody. I couldn't listen to this show at the gym. I can't listen to any podcasts at the gym. I need the music to, like, the rhythm or the energy or whatever to keep me going. And if I started laughing at stuff, like I was listening to the Bruce Pritchard podcast, I started laughing. It was too much for me, man. It was just way too much for me. Right to bare arms. Damn it. Damn it. Credit report stuff. That doesn't sound fun. Playing Jedi Academy while listening, cooking and cleaning. So there's a lot of stuff that people do while listening to Good Morning Pop Culture. As long as you're listening and enjoying, that's all I care about. You guys are having a good time. I'm happy. Drawing lewds while listening to Star Wars fucking up. So we got a few more minutes. I don't really think the Carrie Fisher situation needs to be recapped at the top of the hour. We all know what they're doing. We all know how stupid it is. It's lazy. It's desperate. It's Disney. That's what they do. They take the path of least resistance. They don't really focus on trying something new or groundbreaking or visually stunning. We get the same shit in a different package constantly. It's like how Hasbro does. Hey guys, we're bringing back the vintage collection. Well, guess what? We're repacking the shit from Walmart that nobody bought, and we're going to hope people buy because it's on a vintage card back. And guess what? Didn't work. So now we're at a point where it's like, we don't know if there's new stuff that's going to actually reach the stores because nobody bought the old stuff. Well, guys, your first step is the most important. You got to put your best foot forward. When you trip at the beginning, everyone remembers that. And everyone behind you falls in place. So that's where Disney is. That's where we are as a fan base. We've been tripped up, and Disney just refuses to admit that it was their fault. They won't move on. They can't take the next step. They're focused on that first one. The first one has to be right. I should do Monday, Bad Monday, where all our bad comic book images. I could do that. That'd be a lot of fun. Only problem is, for the length of the show, we would have like 1 or 2 episodes before I've exhausted everything. I don't. I want to keep it rolling. I really enjoy the bad comic book segment. We'll keep it around until people just stop giving a shit. It keeps Good Morning Pop Culture fresh and exciting. Ooh, Cadmium Red has nice glass desk with a pair of skull candy headphones listening. Well, good morning. Do you think Bob Iger likes the way Kathleen Kennedy folds her socks? I don't know. Matt had a meltdown. What was it about? You mean Monday, Matt? Oh no, he didn't. He didn't have a meltdown. He just was trying to get some attention by talking shit about Ethan Van Sciver. It's no big deal. Let's see. Disney puts their third foot forward. That's why they trip so often. Jeff, you were right about episode 7, especially after seeing 8. It's depressing, man. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Can you help me? Well, Voorhees 67. Maybe if when you're in your grave, we stick you in the chest and it gets struck by lightning on that pole, you'll have the energy to do anything. Insanity Methods, thank you very much for your super chat. As long as Squirrel Girl is a thing, you'll never run out of bad comic book art. That's true. And I have a website where I can read the newest shit for free, so I could always pull up a really bad panel of the week or something from Squirrel Girl. But I don't want to rip into diversity in comic books market. But I've liked comic books my whole life and going to launch an Indiegogo and wanted to be an artist my whole life. So maybe I will. I'll pull up some Squirrel Girl shit. It's funny. The actress that plays Squirrel Girl or is going to play Squirrel Girl is beautiful. The comic book version doesn't even look like a human being. I don't know what I'm looking at. Randall Fan 84, thank you for your super chat. We have a ton of bad comic book art from our store. You mean Comics Elite, your store? I'm sure you do. You have been in the industry for a long time. I bet you've seen the worst of the worst. The stuff that doesn't even get published online because people haven't even picked up the book. I think it's funnier when a good artist produces a bad panel because it's like, oh man, what were you doing on that one? And they're just like, I was phoning it in, something like that. Which is worse, Mundane Matter, Urban Acolyte? I don't know who Urban Acolyte is. Yes, I did hear about the Pierce Brosnan, what he said about Me Too. Press F if you want me to cover that James Bond thing. It's just a quick little story, but it was a nice thing. I will cover that. Let's see who's playing Squirrel Girl. The AT&T girl, what's her name? Like Melania Veltrum or something like that. Thank you, Cadmium Red. I appreciate your compliment. All right, it looks like I'm gonna have to cover this James Bond thing. So talk amongst yourselves for just a moment. The discussion topic is, I don't know, childhood action figures. And speaking of, there's one of mine that just popped off the shelf. Okay, let's see. Posts. Lots of good posts on our Facebook page. There we go. I found this and I shared it to our Facebook page yesterday. I love James Bond. I love Pierce Brosnan. And it was kind of a cool thing for him to post this because it's not inflammatory towards the Me Too movement or anything like that. No one gets attacked. It's kind of a positive thing. So let's talk about 007. Good old James Bond. So Jigify, after the cinematic holocaust of The Last Jedi, Solo, an equally epic poor fan treatment. I don't care what they do. I'm done not seeing episode 9. And that is you're right. You can go and boycott this movie. You can refuse to see it. And I have your back, not just because you have a right to choose, but because of the way they treated you. They don't deserve your money. If I was a dick to everybody here, no one would listen. Maybe some people would listen because it's funny at first, but then after a while, they're like, what is his problem? Why is he so mean? Or what happened? That's what we got with Disney right now. Everyone's just a massive asshole. Like, there's a difference between like playing with the fans and having a little bit of fun or this and that back and forth. But this guy, not this guy, but like the people in charge over there are just mean. They're raging lunatics. They're raving lunatics. They're just assholes, all of them. That's why they're going to lose your money, Jigify. They're going to lose lots of people's money, and they're going to lose interest. Apathy will sink the ship known as Star Wars. Sif Kryptonian says, hey, Jeff, I requested to join the Facebook group a few days ago, but still pending. I will make sure we check that out. We have a vetting process because of this troll who impersonates us, and we had to do that. But don't worry. Usually Kendo looks into these things. I'll check it out, and we'll get you on there soon, man. We'll get you on there as soon as I go off air. So let's talk about this James Bond situation. By the way, folks, if you want to continue to pitch your Star Wars Episode 9 plots and stuff, feel free to. You can tell that while we have a format to this show, your input can, help that too. So don't worry. You don't have to talk about James Bond right now. If you want to still talk about Episode 9 plots, that's fine with me. You lost interest in James Bond 2 movies ago. Did you at least see the last 2 movies? Because I get it that Quantum of Solace is garbage, but Skyfall fixed it. Inspector's pretty fun too. So, Pierce Brosnan says the hashtag #MeToo movement won't kill James Bond or change the character in any way. Pierce Brosnan doesn't think Me Too will affect James Bond at all. Speaking about the womanizing character who played across 4 films, the 65-year-old actor explained he doesn't think the current political climate in Hollywood will have any effect on the Lausch spy. Is that how you say it? Lausch or Luche? I don't know. That's a word I've never encountered. Pierce said he hopes that there will be more respect between the genders, and while his old character has been labeled chauvinistic, the Irish star doesn't think the current climate will put an end to 007 or his behavior. Asked if he thought Bond can survive the Me Too movement, he said, well, I have no idea if the new films are going to address these social issues. I think Bond will continue in the same vein. I would suspect so because men will continue to be men and women likewise. One hopes that there will be more respect between the genders. You hope that good things will come out of this Me Too movement. Despite playing such an iconic character, Pierce, who has 4 grown-up children, admit it wasn't something that even particularly impressed them as kids. So that's something else. But I think Pierce Brosnan's take on this was pretty good. Men will be men, women will be women, and James Bond should be James Bond. I think that was the best way to handle a fairly politicized question without offending or instilling fear. That's like when you get these actors, they're like, why not use yourself as James Bond? It's like, fuck, how do you guys not get it? But when you got Pierce Brosnan saying this, I'm like, you were the right choice for 007. Yeah, you can talk about the episode 9 plot leak at the EU roundtable. Don't worry, I'm not really strict. You guys know what it's like to listen to me talk in the morning. It's the same way what it's like to hang out with me in person. And if we're hanging out at a convention, I probably got a couple beers in me, so I'm even more fun. Loud. Okay, Lush. Thank you, John. He said what makes us human. Yeah, he did. The thing about Jane Bond, by the way, is I found out over the weekend that Jane Bond's an actual parody from back in the day. So if they want to adapt that, feel free. Go adapt that, guys, but leave 007 James Bond alone. Let's see. Henry Cavill must be Bond after Craig. Pierce Brosnan is my favorite 007 too. His tie with Sean Connery. They're both great. Now, real quick, speaking of Henry Cavill as James Bond, I saw Mission Impossible 6 this past weekend, Friday. I had a lot of fun this Friday. I thought to myself, we had a busy week on the channel. I got a lot of live streams coming up. I'm going to take myself. Well, I hung out with Dan, but went to dinner, went to see Mission Impossible. The German food was great, and the Mission Impossible movie was great. It was long, but it didn't feel overly long. And like I said at the beginning of the show, not a big Tom Cruise fan. He's weird in real life. He's kind of scary. And there's a lot of things hashtag taller than Tom Cruise, but it was a really great action-packed flick, and Henry Cavill did a damn good job. I think with him using his own natural British voice and the right suits, he should be the next 007. When you see him on the red carpet, he's Bond. When you see him on Conan O'Brien, he's Bond. This movie, he's playing a different character, but still, I firmly stand behind. And you know what? The channel, I'll speak for everyone, all 4 of us. The World Class Bullshitters channel pushes for Henry Cavill to be the next Bond. Let's see. You missed Dan on the show. Well, the guys are going to come back for episode 150. We're going to have a celebration of World Class Bullshitters. So what is that? 12 weeks away? 11 weeks away? Something like that. So I hope you missed Dan for the next 11 weeks because you'll get to hear back from him relatively soon. I don't, yeah. 0069 was Stripperella. Playboy QD 0069. Those were the opening lyrics to the theme song. I don't remember why. I remember these things. Matt Damon. Yeah, a lot of people remember Dan, I guess. The last Mission Impossible, I don't know if it'll be the last one, but it ties in with number 3 incredibly strong. So make sure you know 3 before you go see this one. By the way, the bad guy looks and sounds just like Rian Johnson. His head's almost as round, too. But when you go see this movie, and I strongly suggest you guys do, think of Rian Johnson when you think of the bad guy, because that's who it was to me. That's who it was to me. King Eric the 15th, thank you very much for your super chat. Hi, Jeff. You remember when I wrote about my eBay purchases? Now I've gotten the stuff I've waited for. 4 Blade comics I've recently bought. Ooh, I like Blade. Now, are they older or newer Blade? I don't remember the specific message you sent me, but I always like to talk about comics. And I like to hear people's comic book suggestions because, yeah, comics and movies are kind of shitty right now, but there are good things that come out, and there are good things that have come out that you can celebrate and enjoy. I always try to leave you guys with a positive message, a message of, hey, it sucks now, but it's been better, and it's definitely going to get better. So don't lose hope. But tell me which Blade comics you picked up. I got some of my Beverly Hills Cop stuff from eBay over the last couple days, and it's exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait to move out of this damn neighborhood so I can be like, hey, I got an office that's big enough, and I can put Beverly Hills Cop shit on the wall. Bought a poster from the soundtrack. Weird stuff. Oh, I remember the My Immortal episodes, Jaren Ricewig. Trust me. Cesarea, Japan. They're porn parodies of Bond. One is Jane Bondage. Maybe we'll do a live discussion of that one for Podbean only, never on YouTube. Grendel Fan 84 says, don't forget the character tie-ins to the first. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely. Ving Rhames' character for sure. as well as Max. That girl was so cute. Ugh. Anyway, thank you, Grendel fan. Hey, Kendo, what's up? Cash Grab is right. John Boyega is the next Bond because of diversity. By the way, folks, we don't refer to him as John Boyega on this channel. He's Boyega because, Flavor Flav. And we'll give that shout out to Kendo because he came up with that joke. Yes, I do have a Nintendo Switch. Kendo has one. We both enjoy it. I thought Zelda was a lot of fun. I enjoy Sonic Mania. But as I say all the time, don't have a lot of time for video gaming right now, so I don't play it. Let's see. King Eric posted. Grace Randolph said in her review of Mission Impossible 6, Henry Cavill can't play a good guy. Grace Randolph is right about some things, like the Kathleen Kennedy leak, and wrong about other things, aka everything else. Now I'm just busting balls with Grace Randolph. She's there. She's there. I have not seen that ad. I'm glad. Let's see. I'm looking for that picture from King Eric in the chat. Did you send it as a message or did you post it? Kenda has been playing Mario Odyssey. His wrists haven't ached like this since he was 15 years old. Good for you, Kendo. Claustoric. There you are. I have joined a Star Wars D&D game that takes place 20 years after the Battle of Endor. I'm going to try my hardest to stop the prequels from happening. Well, good morning, Claustoric. And all of us here on World Class Bullshitters support your valiant efforts to keep that from happening. But thank you, Claustoric. You're looking to get Pokemon Generations. Grace Randolph is a MILF? How old? I didn't think she was that old. Oh, crap. The one thing I hate about this phone, it automatically ignored. Never mind. Sorry, folks. This is why Jeff can't do Facebook and do the show at the same time. So if you posted something, I'll have to check it out off air. You guys can join the Facebook group. It's the official World Class Bullshitters fan page. That's the private one where you come in, you hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. That's your best way to contact all the guys on the show. You can tag us and post, and we'll respond. It's a lot smaller than the Facebook page with like 2,000 people on there. The prequels have a good story. The execution was poor. Yeah, and I think stuff like the Clone Wars, both versions actually flesh out the prequels quite well. They take the rough ideas from George Lucas and you put in the more refined stuff, and overall you get a much deeper, richer experience than anything post them. I don't care if episode 7 didn't have Jar Jar, this or that. Well, Jar Jar was behind the camera this time. So, Grace Randolph is a GILF. Didn't realize that. I don't hear you talk about it much, but do you support Knights of the Old Republic as a Star Wars movie series? I think it would be a great direction for the franchise. It's got to be better than what we got now, so I'm going to go with yeah. All I got to do is have somebody explain more stuff to me before I go into deeper details about that. Our Facebook Messenger is not the best way to send us messages. Email is, because Facebook Messenger, not all the notifications go to our phones and stuff. So email is the best place to contact us. worldclassbs@mail.com. Gross Randolph, says Colleen. Eek. Good morning to you, or good afternoon to you, David. So I guess it's Ask Jeff Anything segment of the show where you ask Jeff anything and I respond. So ask some good questions. I always enjoy this part because I can take a break from the stupidity that is Disney, and I can realize that life has more to offer than just being depressed about watching your favorite franchise die. Grace Randolph is cute, but is it just me, or does she look like she's wearing 10 pounds of makeup in every video? I've only watched a few of her videos. I usually pay attention to her background and how she's in New York, and it looks really nice. Claustoric sent, I meant to say sequels, trying to type at work. Well, thank you, Claustoric, for both your super chats. So does that mean you're hashtag working and lurking while listening to World Class Bullshitters Good Morning Pop Culture? It's It's a good thing that you do. Let's see. Timothy Riggs says Grace Randolph is fine when reporting facts. It's when she expresses opinions that she fails miserably. I can't stand the sound of her voice, though. Well, thank you, Timothy Riggs, for your super chat. I'm not a fan. People have asked me to make shill videos about her. I don't really think she's a shill. I do think that she's kind of biased against Marvel because she used to work there and maybe she's still angry. Maybe she's not. But at one point in time, it definitely showed. But she does have legitimate sources. So to brush her off fully is just, garbage is wrong, in my opinion, because she does have connections. Her Kathleen Kennedy source thing was really big for about a month straight. So when we do get the final information about Kathleen Kennedy's status at Lucasfilm, which is looking dire, like she's back in, we can have Grace Randolph to thank for that. I don't know when Anti-Trekker or Doomcock will be on the show. Doomcock's been kind of kicking ass with his live streams and stuff like that. So Doomcock's always welcome, but I think his channel's been going good. He's kind of busy. So we'll get him back. Don't worry. We're not severing ties with Doomcock or having guests. For those who have just joined, by the way, I've reached out to Mauler and the Dishonored Wolf, and we're going to have our Star Wars roundtable that way because that's something that a ton of people have requested. And I've also reached out again to Midnight's Edge, so that'll be cool. That Andre guy seems to have a lot of interesting things to say. Maybe we'll even bring up the Sony hack again. I'll ask him some questions about that. That's when I thought Midnight's Edge was you just couldn't miss an episode or anything they put out. You had to watch everything. Their Sony leaks and their Ghostbusters coverage was top notch, just the best shit out there at the time. Let's see. Dishonored Wolf free? I don't know. You guys keep asking for Dishonored Wolf, so I'm gonna make it happen because you guys are like Dishonored Wolf and Mauler. Okay, guys, fine, get them on. I don't know anything about them besides why Star Wars: The Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars movie that had 1,000,006 views or something like that. I'm just laughing about the fluffer comment. Yeah, make it happen, baby. We need a Mauler Jeff edition of Star Wars Rage. I gotta find out what the hell Star Wars Rage is, but I'm there. I am definitely there to rage about the goddamn franchise. Let's see who else. Yeah, Kendo, we don't get hate mail. We get really weird shit. Just because Midnight's Edge is pro Disney / Kathleen Kennedy doesn't mean we can't have a good discussion. That's one thing. That's a misnomer about channels like this. Not even necessarily this channel, but people think we're all Disney hate. We want to have a discussion. I've had debates here on the channel. I've had debates on other channels where I've been invited on. It's that's the best way to have it, where you can argue something. You don't need to just be constantly bored by fuck this and fuck that. No, I'm not trying to change your minds at all, but I want to give you guys some entertainment. And so you can understand why I'm the way I am. It just helps everyone involved. But Midnight's Edge hasn't responded back fully. So I haven't heard back anything. I just reached out again because we've had a lot of requests. You hate AJ Styles more than Disney? I'm hurt. AJ Styles, man, he's a WWE champion. I've seen The Last Starfighter. It's okay. The effects don't hold up. It's just an okay movie. Who did Nick Castle direct that? The guy that played Michael Myers? Fine. I don't really have too much to say. Let's see. Who do you think is a better love interest for Leia, Han or Luke, if they weren't brother or sister? Okay. So because you threw that at the end, I can answer this one now. I'm gonna go with Han. Still, he's kind of like the bad boy, and she's not. Leia's too strong for Luke. I don't think Luke could handle her. That's my answer. I don't know who Thor Skywalker is, but if you email us your recommendations for who you'd like to appear on the channel, we'll get the ball rolling on contacting these people. Every time you guys have asked, I've at least reached out, and most of the time they've been on the channel. So that's been a lot of fun. Chris Collins, if you'd like to hear me debate somebody that likes The Last Jedi, you should listen to me debate on what's the channel called? The Writer Junkie. Go to the Writer Junkie podcast channel here on YouTube and go back to, I think it was March or maybe it was even January. It was early on in the year. It's on there. I debated somebody. They asked me to come on the show. I was on the show. It's also on our channel too. It's just called Star Wars a Debate or something like that, I believe. It's there, but Writer Junkie has it. What information am I ignoring? I don't know. Okay, so the new Venom trailer is out. It's supposedly rated R. I will watch that off air, and I'll let you guys talk. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Thanks for having on Pat from Please Rewind. Yeah, Pat was great. I enjoyed having him on. I'm going to have him on again just to talk to him before, because last time at the High Council, I feel like he kind of got watered or stuck behind like Dion and everybody being on there. So I'm going to have Pat from Please Rewind back on. He's a lot of fun. Yeah, John, there's weird YouTube recommendations. Somebody sent a message about how people are complaining about the YouTube algorithm and our videos. Oh, okay. Sorry, Evernum. I just read these. They scroll by real quick, and I was like, "What did I miss?" Because you know me, I don't like to make up crap. Willow sequel or Legend? I've never seen Legend, and I didn't like Willow as a kid. So yeah, definitely gonna have Pat on. I don't know if the message came before I said it, but I've emailed him a couple of times. He's been very, very polite and kind. So I like the dude. He's definitely welcome back on the channel whenever. As you guys know, we're always kind of busy at night, with the exception of Monday. Monday's like the only night of the week where I don't have to do crap, and I just kind of enjoy it. So tonight's High Council. Tomorrow night is going to be the Star Wars Expanded Universe discussion here on this channel. Thursday night's the podcast, and then Friday, well, we might have something surprisingly coming up your way too. So you don't want to miss anything. Is Chris Cuckman retired? I haven't even watched one of his videos in, God, a year or so more. I didn't even know if he still put out videos. I'm sure he's out in Hollywood or something. Put Sire J Longstroke on the channel. We could talk about China and my experience in the country. Says Sire J Longstroke. Who has the High Council today? Ethan Van Sciver at Comic Artist Pro Secrets. It's his week. Luckily, I get double duty in the month of August. And yes, I just said double duty on air and regretted it instantly. But yeah, tonight is the High Council for EVS. And then next week is me. So I hope everyone's there. I want all 68,300 of the subscribers to listen to the High Council next week. I don't know who Bobby Skullface is, but I can write it down. Where's my pencil? Bobby Skullface. All right, written down. David, I'm excited for the Expanded Universe discussion tomorrow night as well. It's going to be awesome. And here's the thing. You guys have requested it, so we're making it happen. And much like the fan film live stream, it's not a one-time deal either. We'll be doing more than just one. Down Forward Punch, thank you for your super chat. Double doo-doo butter. Yeah, double doo-doo butter is right. We're going to have a doo-doo butter shirt at the World Class Bullshitter store. I mean that. Thanks to Dion, my best friend. Double doo-doo butter. That's how you order your sandwiches, with double doo-doo butter. Yes, the chat speed would be insane if everybody was commenting. That would be a fun show, though, to try to catch all the chats and stuff. Alpha Terranema, thank you. Last super chat for a while. Got to get my finances in check since the coming months are about to get choppy. Well, Alpha Terranema, thank you for all that you've done for the channel already. And don't be a stranger to the comments section just because of that. And I wish you the best of luck. It'll work out. Then tax season will roll around. You'll be okay. And, just stay positive, dude. Everything's going to be cool. Any chance to have Ivan alongside Armando GTZ and Retro Yeesis? Possibly, like I said, guys, you email your suggestions of these people to worldclassbs@mail.com, and we can. I saw the Guardians of the Galaxy cast letter because, like I said, a couple of my Facebook friends posted about it because they think James Gunn is, whatever. I'm not going to get too deep into his tweets or anything like that, but I did see that. I guess it's unity. But like I said earlier, there's an internal scale at Disney. If they get rid of Roseanne, they got to get rid of him. Then that would cause a lot of problems. What time is the E discussion? That'll be tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on World Class Bullshitters. Let's see. I've never been to Dallas. I've been to Dallas, Logan Michael. Go to Velvet Taco or In-N-Out Burger. I like both of those places. Do I think it's possible for Star Wars movies to get nominated for Best Picture or Actor, get nominated for Oscars like what the original Star Wars did? No, I don't think so, because when the original Star Wars came out, it was new, fresh, and exciting. Now it's just Star Wars. Much like I don't put superhero movies in my list of favorite films because I rate them differently, I think that's how the world sees Star Wars. They'll get their technical awards and their technical nominations and stuff like that, but I don't think they're ever going to get Best Picture, Best Director, Best Leading, Supporting, anything kind of acting credits, because let's be honest, the acting in Star Wars is dog shit. Daisy Ridley looks like she's just in awe, like, oh, her eyes are wide, her mouth is open. That's not acting. That's just existing. Oscar Isaac, who I consider a good actor, was not good in Star Wars. And yeah, Boyega, iffy at best. So let's see. Which fictional character would you marry? Can I just pick? Well, Agent Carter's hot, but I don't know if I want to be married to like a spy or something. Too many questions. Let's see who else. Oh man, I guess I just like Haley Atwell off the top of my head. Fictional characters. Looking at my movie lists. Let me get back to you on that one. That's a good question. Lisa from Weird Science. That's my answer. Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science. Jeff, why doesn't Disney learn from Cobra Kai's success? Because, well, probably two reasons. First off, it's too early for them to alter their course based off Cobra Kai's success. Cobra Kai's been out for what, 3 months? Episode 8 had already come out. Solo had been done. And now, maybe now, episode 9 could learn to benefit from Cobra Kai's success with respect. But at the same time, Disney walks in and they're like, we're Disney, we hand Star Wars, we can do whatever we want, and these people will buy up our shit because they're dumb. That's what they think. We prove them different. But I don't know if they'll change it because of ego and hubris, but they should. They should have done that with episode 7 if this was possible. Respect the past. Don't kill it, you don't have to. He'd marry Amy Jo Johnson's Pink Ranger. That's a good choice. Lara Croft. Yeah, Weird Science is an awesome movie. I watch it quite regularly. I enjoy the shit out of Weird Science. It's a fantastic, fantastic movie for what it is. It's not going to win an Oscar, but it's definitely going to win my attention and my heart. Let's see. Stanford Son, thank you very much for your super chat. Do you still make Bond podcasts? I could talk for hours about Bond, the books, the movies, the behind the scenes. We do, but we threw those over on Patreon because not many people watched the James Bond videos here on YouTube. It wasn't something that was getting a lot of attention. So we just put them over there as an exclusive for Patreon. So that's like $1 a month and you get those. We just did the Man with the Golden Gun. And Kendo, you're in the chat. We got to do the next couple soon. The Spy Who Loved Me is one of the longer Bond flicks, so we're going to have to do that. We need to find a weekend day where we can sit down and do like 3 or 4 007 flicks back to back to back to back. And then we can have a backlog for the rest of the year. But Stanford Son, that's the case. We are going to do some James Bond discussions. Make sure that you pay attention to our social media as well as me on the show, because one of our listeners, American Trent 007, has actually gone and he bought the Bond box set at our recommendation, and he's gone back and he's watched every Bond flick. He just finished up Quantum of Solace, and we're going to have a James Bond roundtable discussion with Trent and the other bullshitters, and we're going to talk about the Bond flicks and how what it's like for him to experience it for the first time now, not growing up with the character the way we all have. So it'll be an interesting discussion, and you definitely want to get in on that one. I already answered the Leia, Han, Luke loves thing. It was I'll go with Han all the way. Did I watch the Weird Science series? I did not. I have comic books that have ads for it in the back, but I never watched the show. We didn't have cable growing up. That wasn't a luxury item. I had a Super Nintendo and other stuff, but no cable. Let's see. Cobra Kai mocked SJW and PC culture. I loved it. Yeah, Cobra Kai was 10 out of 10 for me. If you paid attention to the review over on Patreon, the first thing I said was thank you. Not because of, oh, thank you for being a patron. No, thank you for recommending it. I watched that in one sitting. I had so much fun. You see, it's shit like Cobra Kai that makes me realize entertainment is worth saving. Star Wars is worth saving because everything should be this good. Like, I'm a firm believer when everybody wins, well, everybody wins, and it's a good thing. Everything should be good. They say, well, what's bad? Well, there will always be some, but everything, let me rephrase it, everything should strive to be good. No, nothing should be lazy. When people are lazy, the products suffer. You lose fans, you lose faith and interest in your brand and your product. And that's just not good for anybody. We're having our Godzilla discussion. A lot of people were like, yeah, do Godzilla, do Godzilla, do Godzilla. And Kendo agreed about doing the Godzilla stuff. So we're going to actually do some Godzilla commentaries. We put those here out. I don't know when. We're so backlogged with stuff we got to do. And we have our conventions coming up. I'm buying stuff behind the scenes. By the way, folks, the turkey suit is in my office. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not going to open it, but we do have a turkey suit here for Dion. It's an inflatable turkey suit. So I'd like to thank, was it Rainier Engel that gave that? And then, no, I'm into film, gave the turkey suit. And Rainier Engel gave the Mr. Ed box set. But thank you to both of those guys. That was insane that happened. A lot of people are getting excited about Godzilla chat. We're going to cover it. We're going to cover all kinds of stuff. Remember, we are the epitome of pop culture. We cover everything. And we do it our way, which seems to be a way you guys like so very much. You're hoping for all of them. Well, we're going to start at the beginning, and we're going to slowly work our way through it. So I know there's like 30 Godzilla movies, but we'll eventually get to the new one. We'll eventually get to the new ones. So now the new Buffy show is not a reboot. It's a sequel series with new characters. I think the damage is done with. Have you ever noticed how a bad launch on social media or to the media in general can damage a brand irreparably? Look at the Xbox One. That launch was a dumpster fire. And what's his name? Don Matrick. Oh, if you don't like always online, we have a product for you. It's called the Xbox 360. That guy screwed the pooch. And the Xbox has suffered its entire lifespan because of that crap. I think that could hurt already because people are like, oh, this new Buffy SJW garbage. I'm not watching it. They've already made up their mind. So you've lost a small portion of your audience. Could be a portion of your audience that likes to buy stuff too. So they got to get this shit together. You can't go back and change unless the pushback was what caused it to change. Oh, now we're changing the names and they're going to be, different characters in the Buffy universe. That's a possibility. There's 33 Godzilla films. Jesus. Well, it's going to take years. So let's hope. You want this channel to survive forever. So hopefully we can do it on the back of Godzilla. Let's see. I took his advice, Jeff. I still only play 360. Skip the Xbox One. See you, the Pui. I'll catch you next time, my friend. Dinklage is the new Bond. I'll buy into that one. That's casting I support 1000%. Yeah, I never understood why companies give us a reason to not buy their products also. Be it like with the Star Wars toys, man, they overestimated the stuff from The Force Awakens. And we're almost 3 years removed from the first, well, not the first Force Friday, but Force Friday 2015. And we're still feeling the effects of that 3 years later at retail. That's unbelievable. No other retail or no other brand has had that kind of such a big launch that kind of failed, if you think about it. That stuff should not have sat on store shelves for so long. Why is every outlet aiming for this SJW agenda? What do these companies hope to gain out of it in the long run? Well, Cadmium Red, this is a good question. I don't ever get into conspiracy theories, but there's like some reason that we don't know. Like, they're trying, like, they just like these companies are trying to like be progressive for the future, or they have a future idea that they want to push. There's something going on. I'm not saying there's some nefarious puppet master, but there's a reason why they're all doing this. Maybe it's so simple as, well, this person's doing it and I want a virtue signal because it's cool. Like, they want to win brownie points for ideals and not money. Like, for me personally, if I was a movie studio, I would want to put out billion-dollar picture after billion-dollar picture. And I don't care if the characters are cliched or stereotyped or whatever. If that's what people pick up on and are receptive to, there you go. I would be a businessman about it. I want to make the best, the biggest, the most successful movies. I'm not worried about this weird fringe minority of people that don't buy my shit. Just, I don't focus on this stuff, those things. Do I think Disney will recoup some of their money back with The Last Jedi from Star Wars Celebration? Yeah. I don't know if they lost money with The Last Jedi. You mean Solo? Eventually. People keep saying, oh, the toys and the DVD and Blu-ray sales are going to save Solo. Guys, no, that's not the case. Solo, I don't know how much money they make from Star Wars Celebration, how much money it costs to put on Star Wars Celebration. Do they release those numbers publicly? Because if they do, I'll gladly cover all that shit. They'll make millions of dollars. Most of the tickets have sold out. So if you plan on going, you better go. You get your tickets now if you want to go meet us, or if you just want to hang out in Chicago with us. You don't have to go to the convention to meet all of us. We're going to make it a point almost every day to have a meet and greet outside of the thing. Thank you, Cadmium Red, for your nice compliment. Everyone in Hollywood is shapeshifters. What does tenure mean? It means like your length of time at something, like or if you get tenure as a college professor, you're pretty much locked into your job. I haven't seen the new TMNT, and I'm not going to watch it. I will check out the new Venom trailer off air. If I could show it with you guys, I would, but I don't really want to get... YouTube has been beaten down hard on this channel. Like, our videos people aren't getting notifications, and I just don't really want to give them a reason to give us a copyright strike or some bullshit. Like, we'll play the game, but don't worry, we keep growing, and I'm not losing any interest. If anything, I'm more dedicated to pump out more stuff to prove these people wrong. And I mean, Good Morning Pop Culture has a really good built-in audience. People are out there working and lurking or having fun with us. It just goes to show you what a good community can do. Let's see. Escape from New York reboot. Dinklage's Snake. I will put down money for that. We should crowdfund that today. $7 billion. We can make that happen. Hello, Brandon Moist. Welcome. The most memorable listener ever on the show. I mean, you are the only listener of this channel that has an episode named after them. And it's not that no one else is deserving of that, but you stole the show, literally. You stole that episode. That is your episode. It's called Moist, a Star Wars Story. And it was moist and it was fantastic. A lot of people are getting deep into the why entertainment's doing what they do. And that's the beauty of this channel. We give you guys topics to discuss and think about even after the show's over. It's like when I go off air in a moment, you guys will be thinking about what we've talked about all morning. And I hope that rolls over, that excitement, that interest, that wonder, if you will, rolls over into tomorrow's show, because tomorrow's show is going to be a continuation of everything we talk about, the state of entertainment, stuff like that. Plus, we'll bring back our segment, our terrible comic book art. So, folks, Logan Michael, thank you for your compliment, and always you have a better day. Who's the most moist? Tell us more. Oh God, I'll tell you guys about Brandon Moist tomorrow morning. He actually sent us a message on Twitter about his life, so I'll gladly tell you guys more. Taviz 18 Racing. I wonder what Dave Filoni thinks about Star Wars direction. I bet you Dave is probably just happy to have a job right now, because those people have never faced failure at Star Wars. Everything's been a huge hit, made a bunch of money, and been pretty like praised by the fans. If the critics are shitting on it, well, the fans like it. Now the critics are praising it, the fans don't like it, but the critics don't make them money. They pay, and I'm not using like actual cash, but like the critics benefit from saying the good things. So I bet you Dave Filoni is just like, hey, There are things falling down. I just want to, stay the path. Plus, he may like Kathleen Kennedy personally. Here's the thing: just because we like Dave Filoni's work and we dislike Kathleen Kennedy's doesn't mean they dislike each other. They could be buddy buddy for all we know. Does that change your opinion on Dave Filoni? I don't think it necessarily should. Like I always say here on the channel, I think Kathleen Kennedy is very unqualified for the job she has, and she's done a bad job. That being said, Dave Filoni might think differently, and then but Dave Filoni might be smart enough not to say anything either. We don't know. We'll never know until he's either retired or Kathleen Kennedy and all her ilk at Lucasfilm are gone. You don't know yet. Klaus Stork, thank you for your super chat. Imagine a stripper listening at work, working, lurking, and twerking. Ooh, I would love if that was the case. That would be kind of weird, though. Like, if you guys were at a strip club, would you really want to listen to me talk about anything? Probably not. But I dig that. But I dig that, Klaus Stork. I dig that big time. That would be hilarious. Yeah, Dave Filoni needs to ditch the stupid hat. That's his style, man. Not my style, but hey, it makes him stand out and it makes him memorable. See, I think Kathleen Kennedy is qualified for producer roles and stuff, but to lead a group of people that are in charge of creative decisions, there she's unqualified. Folks, remember, when I talked about Kathleen Kennedy, I didn't just get angry because she's a woman in power. No, that's the myth that they tell you about channels like this. They try to say, "Oh, the Star Wars hate channels, blah 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 blah. They hate women." No, I don't care who's in charge if they have done a good job. Kathleen Kennedy is involved with these movies in a financial role. She didn't help the Back to the Future film in terms of storytelling. She didn't help Indiana Jones or Star Wars. She was just there. You know who else was there? A lot of people. And what are they doing for Star Wars? Nothing. So let's just remember that. Yeah, just post it on the... You could email it to worldclassbs@mail.com, King Eric, and that'd be great. Oh, Brian Lape, there you are. No, Steve Harvey is not the best episode. So, Mutali, I'm sorry I'm not going to try to say your last name. You know who you are. I appreciate it. Thanks. I will have a good day. Thank you to everyone who has stuck with us at Good Morning Pop Culture. Yes, I do think Disney is aware of this channel. The Kathleen Kennedy video has 1,038,000 views. There's a good chance that somebody from Disney has seen it. Cesare Japan says, I'm listening to World Class Bullshitters while working at a sex shop. Ooh, that sounds fun. You come in, you get your lubes, your salves, your other things, and you get World Class Bullshitters too. So, yes, Rogue Leader, you can talk about that tomorrow night. James Bond has been already cucked with that blonde queen. Daniel Craig, you mean? All right, everyone. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today on Good Morning Pop Culture. It's been a fantastic way to start my personal work week. Well, I started yesterday. We just don't go live on Mondays, but we'll be changing that relatively soon. So make sure you guys share this video, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Like the smash button, smash the like button. However Jeremy says it, I don't care. Just do it. Shia LaBeouf style. But thank you to everyone who's been involved, and I'll be back tomorrow morning at the same time, the same channel. 7:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time till 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll be back with that. And yes, keep wondering about Brandon Moist.